All right, guys. Another day of bangers only. I made myself some Japanese-style omelet with rice with sriracha for lunch, so I'll be enjoying that. Also has some green onions and cheese in it. Delicious. No greens? Oh no, there's green onions in there. There's plenty of green onions in there. All right. Let's get to it. We got some T1 versus top esports to watch.
This is the full Game 1 VOD of the matchup between T1 and top esports from the quarterfinals of Worlds 2024.
Why watch T1 when you could be piloting a Timberwolf?
If it's a buffet,
excellent question. I'm asking myself that same question, which is why I just won't stream any more League of Legends after Worlds. You bring up an interesting point, Shimmers. Don't remember cheese with omu rice, but I can see it working. But you know, cheese is just good in omelets, so.
Target banning. So then we drop down because this is definitely expected from T1 to double ban these.
Do you see T1 winning Worlds again, given how strong they look? I haven't seen the games. I haven't seen the game. Just more cooking streams instead. Oh, there will be lots more cooking streams. Cooking stream probably this week, guys. Probably Thursday night U.S. time.
But
it's coming back, baby.
Are both champions that are very.
What should I cook?
For both Cream and Faker here at Worlds after the little bit of meta change. So we'll see where they go and trade back here for the Rumble.
I'll cook harder than Genji's gonna cook FlyQuest tonight.
So the Rumble actually coming out, denying it from Zayas does mean that they're going to forgo the Jax, which we've seen a lot, and the Silas, which, as we saw in yesterday's series, has basically become absolute top tier.
Italian? There's an idea for you.
Blindable mid laner this far in
we could do some Italian pasta, maybe a nice ragu.
Now, like it turns into a more tanky Ahri as the game goes on, constantly stealing.
What's your cooking channel name? This channel. This one. Sky Scream 8.
Way that ult. So we'll see if they even do respond with that pick in the end.
Cook some burgers and support a fly. Could do that too.
Meanwhile, T1 still one more pick for jungle. I would expect something like a Vi.
Maybe Thai food this time. I'm kind of feeling Thai food, guys.
Is still up and Vi is banned. So
I used to cook in a Thai restaurant when I was in college. I am mega Thai cook.
Kind of the next best thing to slot in.
Certainly, that already makes that top lane matchup feel a little bit more volatile.
Banjo nuts. Welcome back. Love me some banjo. I've got giant nuts. So there you go. Monty, can you cook some orange chicken? I already did a broccoli beef stream. The problem with orange chicken is I have to bread and fry it. So it's kind of annoying. I mean, I can do it, but it is annoying. Okay, so Vi going to be banned here. The Silas priority through the roof. We left Rumble up. These are the three kind of standard bans. I think you either ban all three of these or you leave like all three of them up and try and get two if you're on red side. Kalista, of course, versus Gumayushi, Gnar here, and Vi. Some more targeted bans versus T1. We're going to go ahead and take Rumble first. Leaving the Silas up. Okay, we just gave Silas Rumble ult. Faker has already been playing Silas at this World Championship. And we saw big time priority in that BLG versus Hanwha Life quarterfinal. And looks like we are trying to take Jack's top side with Sejuani. We'll see about that. It looks like we're trying to take a melee top laner. Okay, we're playing Tristana mid, Ivern. So they've shown all their soul lanes in jungle. So we can easily... Okay, we're going to pick Camille. Interesting. All right, so we're going to all in, try and catch Trist in the back line.
You know, they already have their Rumble.
What happens? Serious questioning. Can Silas summon Daisy? I actually don't know.
For AP damage, so you expect the second AD carry to come in and then Mako to lead the charge.
I actually don't know. What happens when he takes Ivern ult? Yes. Okay, cool. So actually, with a lot of AP, theoretically, like, that's maybe a
He's
good ult
pretty
to steal.
locked in
That's
at
funny.
this moment,
I've never
and
seen
it's
that
up to
interaction
T1
because we never had an
trying to
Ivor and Silas meta
ban away
before.
the strongest components of what
It does get it randomly mutes here sometimes in the champ select, guys. It doesn't do that in game. Ezreal and Poppy. So interesting. Like, it's super interesting that we're banning Poppy here, even though Kallista's been banned, because it's going to be a support Poppy for Mako. Are we finally going to see it? Are we finally going to see Caitlyn Lux? Guma, Yushi, Keria, maybe the best Caitlyn Lux combo in the world.
the answer is here.
So they're going for pure lane dominance on the bot side. And we're end up with MF Leona. They do have hard engage, or MF Kaisa. You probably don't want to play Lux into this, actually. The MF Leona or Leona Kaisa, you probably just don't want to play Lux into. Might be kind of rough. Uh-oh, we're back on Bard. So there were some shaky games on Bard recently from Keria, even though he did get a skin on it for Worlds last year. His highs have been very high on that champion.
Go for the lane swap. And when you look at T1, one of the best teams we've seen in executing and finding leads.
I thought this was a BattleTech stream. You mean a Mech Warrior stream?
But at the same time,
maybe it will be this week, guys.
They're kind of happy either way it goes.
I'll have some time this week to Mech Warrior it up.
Game one. A deep breath before we get into it.
Poppy ban versus Camille, Sedge, and Silas engage.
To leverage their bot lane power. See how TES navigate if they've found new innovations since the last time these two teams played.
I'm going to respite before what I am very certain will be an explosive series.
Did you start on Mech Warrior 3? That's when I first started playing. No, Mech Warrior 2, maybe even Mech Warrior 1. I played the BattleTech miniatures game, though, so mostly I was a tabletop BattleTech player slash novel enjoyer when I was a teenager.
Neither bot lane moving positions, just holding the vision in his level 1.
And because this might be the last chance you have to be fully on your seat and not the edge of it, I'd be remiss if I didn't say to remember to log into your Riot Games account on lowesports.com and watch Worlds live during exclusive Worlds, emotes, icons, capsules, free stuff for watching. You're going to do it anyway. And this might be the only minute where someone's not killing somebody else.
I thought stuff really wasn't dropping for Worlds this year. I thought they had, like, nerfed all the drops.
And we'll see where the lanes are going to
get your data tracked while we don't give you anything at lowesports.com.
Is going to be very difficult. But now you have a little bit more time, tragically.
Nice.
We'll give you more context on the pause, of course, as we get more information.
Away from those double melee solo laners that you look for in the beginning of their champ select with the Sejuani kind of synergy pairing, and trying to look to cover this Caitlyn Bard in their attempts to pressure and
install Vanguard on your PC.
Deny CS,
watch it, lowesports.com. Get all your data tracked and sold.
To push very early on here and generate some tower plate money.
Melee when you have nerf, but if she gets an
at the tournament, but when you think about what should be good into Silas, 80 carries makes sense, something that can really bully him early on and try to make sure that he doesn't just get a free ride to level 6 when the champion really comes online. And the early trades here going to be big for how this lane goes, as we do have TN.
I don't know what the pause is for. We don't care about pauses here. On Bangers Only, we just skip right over them. Because we're not fools who watch live games with the buggy piece of shit that is League of Legends that requires pauses every series.
Early level 2, he's able to
and internal technical delays.
The hookshot wall dive. 369 smartly waiting out the adaptive defenses, but this is of course where Rumble was nerfed, is that level 1 point. The Flamespitter are just going to do a lot less work, as we see a bit of an all in here on the bottom side. TS not going to overcommit. They did get the level 2, but don't want to use too many resources.
And look at that, the Sejuani already. You see Owner on the mini map actually heading up. Owner's just done the 3 camps.
Why didn't TS go to lane swap? I don't think they need to lane swap versus Caitlyn Bard. It's not going to be as oppressive as Caitlyn Lux. I don't think. I'm not really familiar with this lane.
Again, Owner on the top side, he's going to run straight into TN. TN level 3, red buff. Locked up, Owner not going to follow, forcing out the early flash. And now contesting this blue buff, it's going to be big. TN does have access to his flash, however. Or, excuse me, Smite.
No way for him to move up, though, because Zay is with that prio, ensures that Owner gets the buff.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to go in there and touch the blue buff, but there's nothing he can do without his flash and so much HP already taken. It's just really smart from Owner.
Trying to keep this pressure up. Flash in! The full commit. Baker can now follow as well. They've got the stun.
He can do without his flash.
Or, excuse me, Smite. Free, red buff. Locked up, Owner
I'm really surprised about the flash, but maybe he's worried. He's probably worried about Camille potentially coming over the wall and getting into his jungle. So we see one quadrant into invade from Owner. Owner's been really good about putting pressure onto enemy junglers and early pathing. The reason why is because Camille is like already hopped over this wall here.
Or excuse me, Smite.
No way for him to move up, though, because Zay is with that prio, ensures that Owner gets the buff.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to go in there and touch the blue buff, but there's nothing he can do without his flash and so much HP already taken. It's just really smart from Owner.
Trying to keep this pressure up.
Nice interrupt.
Flash in! The full commit. Faker can now follow as well. They've got the stun to follow, but Cream locked up. They don't quite have
HP already taken.
Unfortunately, they don't get that kill, but wow.
Trying to keep
Look at that interrupt, guys, on the flash.
pressure up. Flash in! The full commit. Faker can now follow as well. They've got the stun
Very
to follow,
impressive.
but Cream locked up. They don't quite have it on the permafrost. Owner out of range, perhaps.
Zeus with the flash there to land the stun, but Cream still survives.
That's big, though. That's a really heavy investment from T1. Zay is spending a lot of time, 2 flashes, and they don't actually get the kill.
But Zeus actually, I mean, because he had been able to push in so early and crash the wave, it's bouncing back to him. So able to use that timing window, able to allow Owner to go for the first play onto Tien, then able to make the pass.
Caitlyn was also farming under tower, and their bot lane was recalling, so they had a timing window to get Keria into the mid lane there.
From the side of TES.
And while all of that action was happening, Guma cleansed, Keria healed, and Jackie used his cleanse as well. And we did see a couple of those trades towards the bot lane, but as expected, both of these players, or all 4 of these players, are trying to get an early lead. Both these lanes can feel really snowbally as Tien looking to make an impact.
These are not the players or the teams to sit there and scale quietly. If there is an angle, there's a way they can find an advantage, they will fight for it, and it won't end up costing them here. While they did have Tien standing behind them, hovering in the bottom side, T1 won't going to step too far forward as the recall does come through. Owner also hovering, ready for the counter gank as resets for both junglers. Tien a little bit ahead of the curve. Zeus, of course, used the pressure that he had well, but it does give up a bit that he had to spend so much time away.
Thai cooking stream, good idea. Green and Penang curry to represent Fly versus Gen G.
So smart.
We're gonna make some pack crop proud, man. That's the real
goes
shit.
Over, plays off the pushing Camille there. Zeus really nice.
I'll see if I have some time to go to a Thai grocery store this week. I need to pick up some holy basil or Thai basil to do that.
There's no cleanse available for Guma, but he has a portal waiting behind him. Ignite is there, trying to get a bit more damage down. Forced to flash out.
And we're seeing the junglers actually flash on the Raptors here as Tien is trying to get his channels off, but there's no way you can channel with T1 members in your face.
Such a difficult situation to be in. Cream playing with a lot of confidence here, but the sustain from Silent is decent. Carry on the way up. Drops a little health back to keep.
Tien?
That's a flashless Ivern. Oh,
what the fuck is he doing?
Actually flash
for Guma, but he has
now Tien has been the best jungler so far at this event. Okay, Guma has to flash out there. Keria then immediately goes on the roam. Caitlyn hasn't actually recalled the buy yet. Cole picked up by Jackie Love. And Tien here, buddy. What are we doing at 5 minutes into this game? Sure, you have boots, but like...
T1 members in your face.
Such a difficult situation to be in. Cream playing with a lot of...
I guess because they think Zeus isn't on the map, that this is like an acceptable play to make, but Cream doesn't actually get the kill. And then Tien is just left there alone. I mean, Bard doesn't even have to be there. I mean, it's a call tryst. We literally on double call on the side of top esports.
Flash on bottom side. Then Summoner Spell here off of Faker, but they lose the first blood. The roam up from Keria.
Keria being the difference maker on this Bard. One of the biggest strengths of this champion is his rotational speed. Can get so quick from lane to lane. And it ends up being the big difference maker here as he gets spotted walking back, trying to steal those Raptors on a ward.
He put up the brush there to get some vision for himself, but then there's no way you can finish that channel as Owner came over the wall. And Faker here does have to blow his flash after going for this trade onto Cream, but then once Keria arrives, Owner's able to pinch onto Tien, and because of the early invade that they played off of Zeus's pushing Camille, there was no flash on the Ivern, and they do cash in on the first play. Let's get back to live though, because the Grubs as well are being taken.
T1 reset, looks like they were able to get first setup on Grubs, shifting their bot lane up towards the top side of the map. And again, we're seeing a very similar story to the first time these teams played this tournament. T1, incremental advantages. Death by 1,000 cuts in the early game as they continue to take a little bit here, a little bit there. Now a kill, some Summoner Spell cooldowns, and the Grubs as well.
And it was the flashless Cream that I think also couldn't play as aggressive as otherwise he could have if he did have that summoner available. And the kill also went over to Faker. Of all people in that play involved, definitely the best one. Zeus might be in some trouble here.
Has the hookshot on the wall dive.
No flash.
369 does have his, as well as the equalizer. Going to use it for the slow route. Crucially, not going to connect. Casual tack sweep. Zeus will be able to walk away.
He still has 2 cookies.
What the fuck is Tian doing this game, guys?
The timing there was quite nice for Tian, but Zeus, good use of the passive there. Procs it.
Ivern just so vulnerable to invades. All right, now we're front-loading poke damage by using ult. Very classic
Honestly, I feel a little
T1
bit bad for
Caitlyn
TES
maneuver.
in that Mako had been the one to actually start out the good play. Burning Guma's
It's not like Tian doesn't have camps either. He literally had Wolves and Gromp, and he was like invading
and
Raptors.
They really managed that situation quite well, with Guma immediately resetting, going to the top side, and then getting the objective for themselves after them being the ones that got their extra summoner spell burned in the 2v2. And now on the flip side, T1 reset again, and they're going to get the dragon as well. It's just they keep on accruing the objectives here.
Camtech Drake means as well that the average value of the souls is going to go up slightly there. Do want to note the gold lead still very manageable, and TS is sitting on double call. So once those are going to cash out, it's going to swing it back in favor of them as wave is being cleared there by Jackie. A little bit of damage on the Guma.
Do you think that TS will even be able to actually punish Guma while he doesn't have his flash up? I mean, Faker and Guma are the 2 ones that are opportunities right now, but 369 is getting a giant wave pushed in.
Faker might be the one in trouble now as Mako moves in. The flash forward, the Zenith play not going to connect. Now the ulti coming out. He's not going to be able to knock Tristana away. Cream walking away, standing. Good dive, but the response on the bottom side. 369 needs to back up. Permafrost, perfect layering on the combo.
Oh my god.
He's still living. He has the wave as well. Zeus wants to go back in for the hookshot wall dive. Adaptive defense is fading away. Red buff ticking.
They're on the way.
TES incoming. Zeus, there should be no way out of this one. The recall. A hope, a dream, the flash as well. Maybe a bit ambitious. Mako! He doesn't know!
Oh my god, he got into the brush.
A perfect use of Fog
Are
of
you
War!
kidding me? Secret Agent Zeus finds the escape, sticks
That's
in the
incredible.
Fog of War, and fools them all. Let's not distract you from the fact it was a failed dive, though, for P1.
Oh, it was a disaster.
Owner went down, and that was a big play from 369, getting the extra cash there, defending the dive.
And on one hand, T1 knew that the mid lane play was happening, so they wanted to try and counterplay. But 369 also didn't have his ultimate, but they just didn't have the damage this early on.
Definitely big, though, for 369. You can tell, him versus T1, he constantly gets eliminated the last couple of years by T1. He has Zeus in his mind, so it could be a very big, mental play there. Having an extra kill on the Rumble will come up huge. It's a champion that in the mid game really has great potential to turn team fights, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Meanwhile, for the T1 side, they've done a very good job being very proactive in moving the Caitlyn around the map, constantly trying to shift over to the open tower so you can push in and try and get turret plate money. Guma got 1 off of the mid plate.
But crucial for TS that they were able to grab those kills, as well as the slight bit of additional gold coming in from the T1, but you can see 369 is already in the river. TES likely to have first move, but T1, it looks like ready to fist fight for this objective.
And they have to. T1 is... Oh, Baker.
On, the abduct going to connect.
That's a lot of damage, though. Cream does have his TP available.
Zeus is on the tower, bottom side, though. Camille getting rich could be a big problem for side lanes. Zeus looks like he was able to grab 1 turret plate, and Owner starting up those grubs.
In the
Here
jungle.
we go.
But he only needs 1 grub. If they TP in and Owner gets 1, it still feels like a victory for T1 as they get the 4 grub buff. They cross that threshold. We see this so often. T1 don't need to stick around. Carry it here as well to throw down the portal. First grub down, TP, and they just walk away. They got what they came for.
Yeah, a big commitment here. They actually TP'd for this, so smart of T1 just to walk out. They can get plates in mid and bot.
But with the composition that T1 has specifically, getting grubs is really big, because with Caitlyn, obviously the siege is great, but ideally you want to try and play 1-4, 1-3-1.
But getting the 1 grub is all they need. Nice job by T1, very nice.
And those extra grubs can make a really big difference in how quickly...
I don't know why 369 is TPing there early.
Isn't really there.
Definitely not, but the extra time Zeus is happy to have, right? 1-2 items, this champion starts to feel impossible to lane against, and your strong point is 369, or was. Obviously Zeus picking up a lot of gold.
Like now you don't have TP when you have no TP is... Because you use both of your TPs here. Because I guess you were so afraid of the possibility of 6 grubs going down. But now you have no TPs for Herald, and you didn't stop the 4th buff at all. Like, Cream TPs earlier.
Here as well to throw down the portal. First
and then
grub's
we
down, TP,
TP
and
a
they just
second
walk
one when
away. They
they're
got
not
what they
going
came
for it. I mean, Zeus doesn't have TP up.
Going to be an
Like,
opportunity
why
for
are
Zeus
we
to shove the
we
wave in. Camille's on the
five-manning
wave field, not gonna
fucking
be great.
grubs
So I do
when
think
we don't
TS will
even
be able to
deny
rotate.
fourth?
But with the composition that T1 has specifically, getting grubs is really big because with Caitlyn, obviously Caesar's great, but ideally you want to try and play 1-4, 1-3-1, depending on how your solo laners are doing. And those extra grubs can make a really big difference in how quickly you can push down. And this, I think, is the problem. Like early Camille, the wave play just isn't really there.
Definitely not, but the extra time Zeus is happy to have, right? 1-2 items, this champion.
Like, I just don't think
impossible
369
to
should
play against,
TP.
And your strong point is 369, or was. Obviously, Zeus picking up a lot of gold balances out that individual discrepancy.
Zeus
and you
can't be
really
there.
Want to, as TES, leverage this rumble, but T1 just aren't giving them that straight-up 5v5. You highlighted earlier, moving Gumo around, avoiding that flash cooldown, but we'll see if they can maybe catch Faker here.
Look at this hover play from T1. Well, now with the sweeper, they are spotted out, but Carry and Owner had come to hover Faker with similar thoughts there.
Like, I agree with Cream's TP to stop them from getting 6 grubs and get top wave, but we don't need to TP Rumble there.
369
Now
finally knows he has
the
the freedom to push up in this 1v1.
You know, now the Herald play is just going to
Setting
be
up here.
not an
Again,
option
last time
for
they played, it was
top
around
esports.
The blue buff in TES's jungle, the massive fight that turned it back for TES. We'll see if T1 want to go for anything similar, want to put more pressure on the top side of the map.
A lot of vision being set up here for T1. Most of it should last when the Herald spawns. And with Caitlyn in particular, want to try and get those turrets down as soon as possible. Keep rotating, keep getting those plates. We'll see. Dragon in 40 seconds. Opportunity here for either team. I do think TS, they want to get that 5v5. We already mentioned. But with the 2 TPs from 369 and Cream being invested, we could see T1 either try and play around the teleport advantage or instead just go for the plates and try to accelerate the gold lead.
Looks like they've left 369 to push in that bottom wave, and they do
Temper
get...
fade's big. Cosmic Binding doesn't quite have the angle yet. Ulti coming in from the Caitlyn. Ult comes out from Owner as well. T1 fishing a little bit. They do manage to get the flash of Jackie Love, which will be big in the fight to come.
Already the Carrier Bard finding some value here. That
T1 fishing a little bit. They do manage to get the flash of Jackie Love, which will be
wave, and they do
Temper
get...
fade's big. Cosmic Binding doesn't quite have the angle yet. Ulti coming in from the Caitlyn. Ult comes out from Owner
Probably
as
got
well.
2 flashes as a result of that.
Looks like they've left 369 to push in that bottom wave. And
What are we doing in River right now?
advantage.
What is top esports doing in River?
We already mentioned.
There's a minute and a half until Herald spawn. They can't play the Herald spawn anyway because they have no TPs.
Either try and play around
So,
the teleport advantage, or instead
why are we just
go for the
walking
plates and try
around
to accelerate the gold lead?
In River here?
looks like they've left 369 to push in that bottom wave, and they do
Temper
get...
fade's big. Cosmic Binding doesn't quite have the angle yet. Ulti coming in from the Caitlyn. Ult comes out from Owner
And
as
they
well.
lose 2
T1
flashes, so now they
fishing a little
definitely
bit.
can't
They do
fight
manage to get the
Herald.
flash of Jackie Love, which will be big in the fight to come.
Already the Carrier Bard finding some value here. That ultimate, the main goal is to
They've
get
now
some of
wasted a
themselves with
TP
it.
and 2
you mentioned
flashes.
Chronicler
Top
in
esports to
Champion
accomplish
Select.
exactly
Fortunes,
nothing.
in general, have had a very tough time this tournament in being able to even look for areas to get their full channel off. Now with no flash, Jackie has to be so careful with his positioning.
And I mean, basically every single champion on the T1 lineup can just cancel that MF ulti. Guma probably the only one who can't do it quick enough for it to matter. So the perfect placement, the execution from TES has to be flawless. Bloodthirster going to make it a lot easier for Jackie Love to stay healthy, to keep pressure up in these lanes. But thus
Okay,
far,
we can chain
T1 very
Drake
much
here
dictated
into
the
Herald.
pace of this game. TES have punished well once or twice to shut down some of that T1 aggression.
Top
but
esports have
T1's
no TPs, so as long as they're in
drivers.
side lanes, they actually can't control any
Very reminiscent of what we
objectives.
saw in the first game between these 2 teams. The timing here works out really nicely though for T1. There isn't really an opportunity for TS to rush the Herald, even though they did retake control of that area, have been able to put down a lot of wards there. Owner will be able to get the second Dragon here.
I mean, they
for
wasted a bunch of
T1.
time putting down wards that they can't
Hextech.
possibly defend.
When you have a Caitlyn, a Camille, I mean, it's always going to have a lot of value, but to me, the most fun Rift as well, the rotational speed that was already there for that Bard, going to be even further accelerated. See how the teams are able to use it.
I love it. The zoom map here.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to even further accelerate T1's map movements later into the game. And of course, that's an exciting point that we're looking forward to. You know, once these outer towers do start to drop, that's where you start to see a lot of these attempts at picks. And let me remind you, 369 versus Gen G was the matchup where his Rumble constantly got picked off in the side lanes, and people were very, very critical of it. So we'll see if TES can avoid that situation.
They're going to give it up, it looks like, although they are moving over. T1 should be able to at least get control of the Herald.
5 a.m. watching Monty. Good morning. Good morning. Happy birthday, Monty. Thank you. It was yesterday.
You get to walk through the K-traps. Daisy going to lead the way. Mako just barely avoiding those traps.
No flash on Jackie.
Controlling the bushes there, but Daisy about to fade away. TES seem uncertain, but now they want to start the fight. Immediately the engage coming through. Ulti not going to connect. Full channel from Jackie Love, but everybody on T1 is still standing. Objective down. Owner secures it, and again the
so we had to walk absolutely everybody on top esports into that objective, only to lose it.
No flash on Jackie.
Controlling the bushes there, but Daisy about to fade away.
I mean,
like what is top esports doing here, man?
Mako just
they do not have an angle coming out of top side, so this is already half done
barely avoiding those
as they're
traps.
walking up, but they don't have
Controlling
pressure
the
in top,
bushes
they
there,
don't
but
have pressure in
Daisy
mid,
about
they
to fade
can't
away.
actually rotate there
TES
fast
seem uncertain,
enough.
but now they want to start the fight.
Then they engage and they spit
through.
out
Ulti not
a
gonna
incredibly shitty MF ult,
Full channel from Jackie Love, but everybody on
lose
T1
the
is still
Herald,
standing.
and then
Objective
run
down.
around the
Owner
circle
secures it, again, the
and do
discipline
nothing.
from T1.
Okay.
They won't get pulled into the
Shout out
fight.
to
They
top
got what they
esports,
came
man.
for.
They're finding
Area
new
kind
ways
of
to do
absorbs
nothing
right there.
this
The full
entire game.
engage and the channel of the misfortune ultimate. Magical journeys himself out. The rest of T1 stay calm, finish the objective, and then leave. Because the objective, the Rift Herald, that tool to take down these towers and get them to the next step of their plan is what is key.
Baker spotted by the blue trinket again. Tien shadowing Cream this entire game, hoping to find the angle, but Keria is here as well.
Keria still has
a
ult.
bit more damage onto Faker, a bit more healing for Cream. Faker needs to get the hell out.
Yep.
Nice tempered fate to buy some space. Cream not feeling confident enough to step any
How is
further
MF
forward,
supposed
but
to
with
ult in
Mako
this
on the way,
game?
that might change.
Like if she
Yeah, the
ults,
rest
she
of
just gets
TES
jumped on by
coming over to try and follow
Camille
the play.
or
Should just be neutralized.
Silas
Baker's
or
going to
Sejuani. I
have
just hate the
teleport
MF
ready.
the MF
Was the
picks in this
empowered
meta, guys.
recall
I am an
from
MF
the
hater.
Herald, so
It's
just
ulted by
able to get
Bard.
full health, teleport back into the play, and TS are investing a lot of people here towards top side. Not
What does
finding
the team
anything
fight look
just
like
yet.
where MF
They
does
can follow.
something?
Keria able to make it back into the Krug's pit. And again, you can see TES. Tian is spending so much time grouping with Cream to try to shadow, to try to protect this Tristana, and we know.
Tian sadly
2,
still seemed to
3
choke at
items.
Worlds.
This is
No,
a
he
chance to
didn't. He was the
take
best
over the
jungler
game.
in Swiss.
But in the interim, while we're waiting, it just feels like TES's ability
I disagree with
to
that.
respond to
I think he's
T1
been
is
great
so
for the
muted.
majority of the tournament.
What we do need to address, though, is that, as mentioned, as expected, the gold lead basically has become even thanks to those Coles now cashing out.
By the
And
way,
gold,
shout out to
where it
Faker
is,
being
is
able to
better for
steal
TES.
Leona
A
ult
lot
and
of the
also
gold
stop
that is on
MF
T1
ult.
in terms
Very
of
nice,
leads
very
is on
nice.
Keria. Bard not going to really be able to use that as well.
Or
as some
you
of the other
you steal
members.
Rumble ults and just ult her,
We've seen a
and she
lot
just takes a
of
bazillion
double AD
damage
carries
while she
plus
stands
Ivern.
there
Oh,
shooting
yeah.
her
Throughout
stupid
the
guns.
recent meta and know what the mid and late game of that do look like.
Zeus finding a surprise.
I guess the
369
MF and scrims have been looking good. A lot of it is just teams refuse to pick ADC 1, 2, 3, and then we just end up with like 4 or 5 ADC bans.
And if TES aren't in position to respond, it's so easy for T1 to collapse. Ulti from Owner is there. T1 not certain if they like this fight. Going to start to back up Redemption. Now the ulti from Jack. You'll have incredible patience to chunk out Owner.
TP!
TES 369. This TP has to be big. They need to go
Interrupted.
find his kills, but it's interrupted by Zeus.
Camille interrupted it.
Crucially, off screen, the Camille taking 369 out of the equation. That could have been a disaster for T1.
Zeus used his ultimate for gap close.
Would it have been? I mean, they had Bard ult.
there as well, it looks like. Getting out alive after stopping the teleport. TS, though, they're immediately going to rotate on over. They still have the pushing wave on bottom side, so it did cost Zeus. It did cost T1.
The reason why they have Trist, guys, is because Cream has been a Yone/ADC merchant this entire split. And, like, I guess he just can't play the meta champs. That's what I'm getting from this. Like, the Trist, I think, is still usable. Right? And they, if you think about the points where top esports was really good, so think about Esports World Cup, right? They were running, the way they beat Gen G was Ivern, Trist, Ez. It was Ivern 2x ADC, right? This is when they were at the peak of their powers. This is not a good meta for top, for Cream, at least. Because if you look...
To maybe punish.
If you look at Cream here... Technically, it should be creme, guys, not cream. It's a French word, but whatever. Corki, Tristana, Zeri, Lucian, Yone, and then Azir, and then Aurora, who's banned. So what is he going to play? Hui or Silas? Like, he just hasn't done that. Right? He's had a lot of Silas games in his career. But I mean, it got taken away from him this game because that wasn't the priority. Guess he can play Ahri, right? A lot of his champions, though, that he's good at are not meta. He has 11 games on Ahri career, but he's 36% win rate. So maybe he should be going back to the Hui would be the next question.
Azeus, in case he did TP towards that bot lane turret.
I'm just saying top esports had a specific way of playing this game that they were good at.
And this is so
And that is potentially not the best way to play the game
Every
anymore.
time it feels like they've stayed maybe one extra wave. You can see Mako's just chasing, just running, but we're a second away from another magical journey, and the play will just fizzle.
So a lot of what this game is going to look like, especially as more of these outer towers do drop. TES here are keeping Mako on the top side to allow Cream to finish pushing.
Want to highlight as well that the fight we saw there with T1 trying to engage and then Mako catching most of it and then the counter mage is, I think, how TES wants most
It's Zeus and
of the
Krem.
fights to look. The issue is, for that to really be a consistent strategy, you need to be first to
Yeah,
the
well,
objective.
we're not
And
going to
with how
allow
T1
these
have been
Asian
moving around
players
the
to
map and
dictate
generally
how
been
we
ahead of
say
the
their
play,
names
it can be
when they
quite hard.
pick
This time, though,
English
for this
words or
Dragon, they
Western
have the
words.
ideal setup.
It's Zeus
Midway
and
pushed
Krem.
out, everyone is in position.
By God.
And this is where the entrenched Ivan can be really hard to root out.
Honestly, if I'm T1, I do not fight
We'll let
this
it go.
dragon.
Yep.
I do not face check this. I just try and get more side lane money onto Camille. My split pushing strategy is the best way to go for T1. Looks like they are going to try and get it for Zeus. I mean, they got the second charge off. How quickly could they get
A lot
damage
of members
here?
on the way.
Ulti is there. They need to get Cream away from the wave if they want to push this. Carry going back over. Looks like T1 don't want to overcommit. Not
Triss
quite
wave clear too
100%
much.
Sure where the remaining members of TES are as Faker starts to push in bot lane, but I think it's a great call. The earlier Drakes from T1 give them the grace that they need, the space that they need not to contest that third Drake.
I mean, Cream
which could have
SDP and
very
either
well
Faker
been
or
a death
Zeus
sentence.
does,
If
so
that
I think T1 just very
Look, he's on Bloodstone. He knows his job.
very
They have to
savvy
kill
about
one of these
which
priority
fights they're going
targets.
to
We
be
saw
taking.
in that first fight, Carrier walked away from a full channel M
Would you consider making a comeback to LCK? Absolutely
I don't
fucking
think that's
not.
gonna be the case anymore.
And by the way, comeback to LCK implies I ever was part of LCK, which I was
clearing
not.
vision,
I was
making
part
sure
of
that
League of
there's no
Legends
funny business around
champions.
Baron. I don't know how much T1 loves
The
to pull
tournament
those.
as God
The
intended,
poking
not
and
some
prodding
riot
continues.
run
Everyone
abomination.
on the way here from TES. This turret
X-Flash.
stands for now.
Zeus can't just poke, has to be willing to commit to the fight, but TES, 5 members here immediately going to tear through that tower, the power of the Tristana. T1 backing up, knowing that they have Faker on a side lane.
Yep, just keep trading. Faker going to get the last outer turret that TES had held on to, taken care of in exchange for their own top side turret. Solo gold here.
This is
over to
T1
the
playing a very
Silas.
patient game
Let's
where
see
they're
if
only
that
taking the
gets
fights they
into
should, and they're
completion
getting
of the
iterative
Cosmic Drive.
wins. The thing
And
is,
it
like, the
does.
gold difference may not be much,
Think it should
barely
be-
anything at all, but
Well, maybe not so much
T1 have
anymore.
just
You talk about
been
Hydra items,
putting
but
the
instead
pressure on,
Sterak's
and like
just
top
universally
esports is having to play the
incredibly
reactive
powerful,
game here.
especially against a composition like this. So the sooner he gets it, sooner he can start to threaten that backline, those double 80 carries.
Particularly for Camille, right? Like the scaling on your Q, the ability to go way deeper in fights, and the way that she already scales insanely well with levels will make it a really strong 2-item spike. IE now done for Guma as well. Also a little bit behind on Jackie. And yes, obviously, pretty expensive item, and the tension still building here. We haven't had a major team fight erupt, leading to a lot of kills, but the next Dragon might be where that starts.
And while we give credit to T1 for moving around the map, for avoiding this 5v5, it's starting to
Siege.
become an inevitability. You can see the brushes are set up. Cream has enough range, enough damage, but a beautiful tempered fate. No angle to set up on the stump, and now Zeus is going forward, getting a bit more back. Oh, double ultis coming in from the side. Owner burning down. Can they finish the kill? Flash out. TES using so much for the junglers out of the equation. Can they turn right back to the Baron? Do they have the damage and the time? Looks like instead, mid-tier 1 will be the option. The steady siege continues. Zeus may be hoping to find that flank, but with no ultimate available, he has to be careful. Faker trying to clear the wave, crucially dodges away from the root from Tien. The trap's not doing much of anything. The tower in mid will fall, but already Zeus on the top side of the map, pushing in, looking to break open even more of the TES structures.
I love games like this, when you get one team trying to pull the other across the map.
Camille is getting really
Each
scary
one
in the
getting
split
a
push,
tower
though.
here, but still, the secondary ones here, so much more valuable for Zeus individually.
You see there, T1 is like they're kind of fishing, you know.
All right,
we're
the
going in,
investment,
Zeus
though,
maybe
creates
using
a
ultimate,
timing
but
window
unless
here
they
for T1 to
commit,
get
which I think they make the
control
right call
over
not to,
Drake,
because
and
you
when
can
you
lose
give
the
them
game if that
a
fight
while
goes
to get
awry,
vision control. They
it is
also are going to
really
get
hard to
Caitlyn
put
traps
any
down and
meaningful
everything
damage.
like
They did
that.
get Jackie Love
So,
Summoner. The
I mean,
flash from
we
him
push
has
up
been
mid lane
expelled.
for
Same
top
for
esports
Zeus
here,
and
but the
Oner,
question is
they have a
that
lot
really
more
worth
escape
control
rules,
over the Drake for
particularly
Soul
against
Point?
that Bard that we keep talking about. TES showing the sieging power of this composition. Now the Dragon, this time it's T1 that are first to the objective. We'll see if
But I
TES
think
can
T1
retake
is
that
right.
round.
Like a lot of resources
When
were
Caitlyn
used by
always
top
wanted to
esports
arrive
and
really
time,
early, you see that
most
line of
specifically,
traps
in
here.
order to
T1
push
and
up
Guma
mid.
trying to funnel
And so now they
TS
have to
into
like
having to come
be
through
very
this mid
awkward
lane
about
river brush,
leapfrogging
where they have
Ivern
their control
brushes.
ward by TS. Brute force. They're going to get in there. They clear out the ward.
Stays inside.
Knowing they're
Pushing.
more powerful. See Zeus on side, know that they have the 4v4, feel confident that they win it, run straight to mid, clear that wave. Now they have their access in, knowing T1 are going to be forced to catch that. TS don't feel confident to start the objective. 369 has to catch this wave on side. Last time we tried to TP in, it was canceled. Zeus this time, though, spotted on a ward, moving over. Like
Camille just running up. Camille going for the flank, seen on the pink ward.
The threat of the flank is intimidating, and T1 will use that to start up the Dragon. How quickly can they burn?
Trap line. 10, can he get into the pit?
Five
there, stun
traps,
there. They
so
just wanna burn the
fun.
objective down. Tempered Fate as well. Keep the jungler out of the equation. T1 again.
It's free
they
real
don't want
estate.
the fight. They're playing a clean macro game. They don't want it to be about kills at all. There's only 3, and we're 20
That's a macro
minutes
blast,
in.
guys.
And that's Soul Point
You know
for
it.
T1.
I know.
Carrier on his Bard, able to hit the ulti now. TES
is a
going to force it
gamble.
on the Baron.
I mean,
gonna
this
come,
is a
though.
big
T1
risk. Like, sure, they
already on
don't
the way.
have the ult
damage.
from
This is such a
Bard,
hard
but
5v5 for T1. Owner locked
are we
up,
turning
Blue
this?
Chain CC there. There's the bullet
We're
time as
one
well.
target
Nice.
MF
Bit of
ulting. MF
CC
is
coming from
dog
Jacob,
shit.
isn't able to connect the stun. Cream already getting 1 kill onto Owner. TES, though, blinking health bars. Ulti coming in from Guma. Good body block from 369, but it stops TES
They got him, I
crucially
guess.
from completing the objective.
You saw there, Zeus was standing ready to Ian if they did have an opportunity. But as long as TS pulls up the Baron, T1 wins that play, even giving up Owner.
TES.
Such a
though,
fake kill,
I
by the
love
way.
this
Oh yeah, it's
focus
totally
where
fake kill on Owner.
Whoever is furthest up, they're just going to use
They literally burnt their turn. So they burnt the turn, which was these 3 ults, right? And so once you turn, okay, you killed a jungler, but can you go back to Baron? No, you absolutely can't, because you can't turn again. You can't turn again, and you're just going to get slaughtered in the Baron pit, right? So what was the point of doing that? I mean, yeah, I guess they got a kill, but they don't get Baron, and they lost.
And we're getting
they
so
lost
many
Soul
of these
Point.
full channel Jackie ultimates because he's standing so far back. They're just playing off of the most exposed target, and they.
We
Also,
are only-
Ivern shielding, the
No,
risk
exact-
of starting it is just not there.
Exactly, you can tank it for
Bardold
days.
almost back up.
Main risk is the team fight in TS. I feel the same way, and I do think there's more of a timer on them now, because on the in 3.5 minutes, T1, if they get any map control, or if they're able to out-rotate...
Thoughts on double Solari for Owner and
they can go
Carriot?
for-
I think it has pretty diminishing returns, doesn't it, guys? Like, doesn't Locket have extremely diminishing returns? I'm not sure exactly what the numbers are. I'm looking it up. The shield strength is reduced by 75%. So you get 25% shield if the target was affected by another Locket in the last 20 seconds. Yeah, it's
Either
terrible.
objective than
The answer is
That's
it's
not
terrible.
the case for TES.
It's really bad.
Highlighted it earlier. Hex
The
Hex
answer
Soul.
is
The
it's
most, I'm gonna say the
fucking
most
shit.
devastating in the game.
It is nuts.
It is very strong. Not something you want to give to a team that is so happy to split up the map.
So there you go, guys.
So happy
You
that he's
didn't
isolated
need
1v1
me. If you
once his
had
answer
looked
for
at the
just
item like I
right there
did, you would have
on
come
the
to
way
the
out.
conclusion independently that using one Locket and then getting only 25% of the value of another Locket in the same team fight is dog shit.
This Rumble has been muted. It feels like T1 have
Why do you
danced
need
around
me
this
to
pick so
answer these
beautifully, and this is
questions?
frustrating 'cause you talked about
Use your brains.
369 versus Zeus in isolation and what it means, but also for the series. If Rumble is not an effective pick for TES, that nerfs so many strats, so many drafts, so much preparation.
Is he getting mad at us for asking a question? No, I'm getting mad at you for asking a question that you could have answered. Okay? We are using your brain. Yeah, I told the story about my 4-year-old son. So what I say to my 4-year-old is, he says, whenever I'm trying to get him to figure out how to do something, I say, use your brain. And he says, I'm using your brain. And then he says, you're thinking about farts. That's what he says. So basically, you're the same as a 4-year-old,
TES
Twitch chat.
forcing on objectives to try and get the front-to-back fight that they want versus T1. Meanwhile, T1 pressuring side points
There they go again.
Here is the force.
Willing to flip it.
Damn, he gets me. Because you know what? It's like that thing where you say, don't think about elephants, and you immediately think about elephants. When he says you're thinking about farts, he makes me think about farts. So he's right. He is, in fact, mind controlling me. My 4-year-old does mind control me into thinking about farts.
Know that they have to, desperate to find the fight. They've already given up a tower, 650 gold, the cost of admittance to even get in this pit. Delayed a bit.
There's the TP.
TP coming in from Zeus as well. Grouping is 5. One angle. TES. Can they find this one? Eyes on the ultimate of Jackie Love and 369. Daisy already falling away, however. T1 getting in just enough to bait them. Beautiful cosmic binding. Follow up. The equalizer stolen away. Owner immediately going to follow. TES peeling back, but they're running out of space to maneuver with. Now the turn back to bullet time. An equalizer of their own. All enough to bait as well. Grouping is 5. One angle.
Okay, so we're going back in on this. They're trying to 50-50 this. Zeus on a really good flank right now. Oh, huge stun by Keria. Huge stun. Oh my god, Faker stole Rumble ult, and it's over. And it's over. It's okay, they got redemption, guys. They're redeemed. Oh, Mako's just gonna die without using ult. What the fuck is Top Esports? What's the plan here, Top Esports? Seriously, though. What is the plan? What is the plan?
On the way out. And 369 again. I feel
What's the plan here?
It feels like T1 have danced around
Toppers,
so beautifully, and this is
like you're walking up, but you don't want to turn. Remember how they turned last time by using Rumble and Leona ults and MF ults?
So many drafts, so much preparation.
Okay, so we clear this out.
Have to be TES.
Now, clearly T1 is aware of this. They ping Bard. Okay, so here's what happens. Bard goes into the enemy jungle, and they ping Bard. So they see Bard over there, but Bard is Bard. And Bard doesn't operate on normal League of Legends rules. He operates on go-through-wall rules. And he ults it. So he buys himself time to come up, and we get the turret, and we TP. And do we turn? No, we run around in a circle. We run around in a circle with our Ivern brushes, and then we just get wrecked. And do we Leona ult? No. Do we Rumble ult? Finally, but it's too late, and also it's bad Rumble ult. And it was just gonna flash over the wall and kill everybody. He did Leona ult? Eventually. But it's like they don't even want to turn here. It's like they see Keria red buff, disrespect Bard ult, and then they don't actually turn. They run away into a choke point. Jackie Love just gets ulted here. The Leona ult does come out. Wait, where does it go? Where is it? Oh, he just misses it. Very nice. Leona ult is so bad. Funky Pharaoh, welcome back. Happy birthday. Thank you. Boomy Jr., thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. I missed that one too. Thank you guys very much. Well, not a very inspiring game from Top Esports, guys. Just like fail every objective setup, do fucking nothing the whole game. We'll use our teleports and summoners incredibly stupidly.
28 minutes in, they don't need a Baron.
20 seconds.
They don't need a soul.
Bad MF ult, bad Leona ult, bad Rumble ult. Yeah, it's all terrible. I mean, if why are we not turning? Like they just had no plan at the Baron of what they were gonna do, and then they forgot that Bard can ult from a really far away, far away, and that Camille had TP, I guess. So that when they see Bard at their red buff, they just immediately start it, but Bard just ults them.
The immediate rush from TES isn't an option, perhaps their only counterplay.
On a ward here, but don't know if that's enough time, and it's the patience that you talked about. And here we see again, look how hard it is for T1 to get any meaningful damage onto TES. The healing from TN makes it really
Carrier, the
tough,
real
but
hero
then
of everything
the
here,
moment
though.
an equalizer comes down, the health bar slowly starts to dwindle.
Here we go.
The
Leona
damage
ult
is there.
misses. Guma
Mako
just
gets
nets it. Then he
isolated,
just
and it
walks
creates the
out.
space that
Then he
T1
ults
needed.
Jackie
Honestly,
Love.
beautiful stuff from
Jackie Love
Faker.
standing
As you
there.
say,
Carrier just
stealing
runs
away
around
the
in a
Rumble
circle.
ultimate and putting it on their
Oh, we're
hands.
doing it. It's
Goes
time.
right back
It's
to the Baron.
last chance saloon. Do you think they're going to turn this time?
There's a wave in mid lane that has not been tended
Do you think
to.
they're going to turn this
Zeus coming
time?
over the wall. Immediate stun. 4K getting lower. Bullet time there.
No, he's going to get Bard ulted. Zeus in the back line. Zeus on Jackie Love again. Okay. And Mako uses ult way too late. He literally is just stun locked by W, E, or R, E from Sejuani. Then he's Bard ulted. Where is that Leona ult? I don't even see it. Where is it? I have no idea where it is. It's on Faker. I really am having a hard time seeing this for some reason. Maybe because its particles are out of control for my old eyes. Oh, it does hit Faker. Okay, I see it, yeah. Oh, and they steal Baron. That's fun.
Owner does it again. He grabs the Baron, and T1 are going to chase down.
Ah, yes, the old trade Baron for... Oh, well, he TP'd out, I guess.
Not Green, not today.
Oh, no, he died. Just kidding. He died to W. Whip it. Whoosh. Whip it good.
Not Green, not today.
And there's a flail hit Scream in the head. T1 with the Baron buff.
You think it's T1 playing well in this game to make TS to make bad plays, or TS just play bad? Nobody forced top esports to make a bunch of these really shitty summoner / teamfight decisions. Like, T1 is capitalizing on them, but let's be clear, top esports is playing stupid.
Excellent so far, but it might not be over. They're still taking the soul. I don't think they're confident they can end.
They are playing bad,
It's
guys.
almost
They are playing
unfair
badly.
how T1 slump in summer and then show up at Worlds and look magnificent.
Okay, I really want to hammer home. It was not just the meta. Okay, they were on the ISO Faker misshuffle.
Like Tian was like, he was bullied out of his jungle, and then he decides to invade and like die. Shit's so weird.
For the entirety of summer is mind-boggling.
Bad spot. They know they have to just try and burn. Carrier delays so long with the Bard ult. But look at this, as they can't burn it down quick enough, and so T1
MF is a trap pick, though. I'm increasingly
Owner's
convinced.
even able to get the smite here, as there was an early one from the side of TES, and they just chased down all the extra kills. The real critical point, of course, was the previous Baron fight.
Of course.
And that put TES
Oh, we gotta watch
in
that.
such a rough position. And they chase them all down.
And again, that's a desperation move, but if they don't do that, they lose soul anyway. So they had to take that Hail Mary, but T1 again.
It's triple in it. Baron is still up for another minute. Look at that poke damage.
This gold lead insurmountable. The stolen equalizer doing more than even 369 could. Zeus walking up, hitting the tower, taking their time. T1 sights on the objective. Now taking the fight as well. T1 from start to finish in control of this game. One or two small hiccups, but they've been taking over thus far. Jackie trying to turn it back. A decent ultimate, but with the Nexus exposed. T1 don't look for the fight anymore. Happy
Not inspiring League of Legends gameplay. T1 played really well, though. I mean, T1's macro is obviously good. It's just like top esports decided to run it down.
This is the full Game 2 VOD of the matchup between T1 and top esports from the quarterfinals of...
All right, I gotta go to the bathroom. Be back. All right, we're back. Just in time for you guys to all complain about me leaving. The dream.
Worlds
go.
2024.
Double bans here once again. Not ever going to let either of those through again into the hands of Cream. The Sejuani actually takes the place of the Vi. So last time around, we mentioned, how good Owner has.
All right, so we are going to see Top Esports take blue side again. We're actually going to take out the Sejuani this time, and same 3 bans. These 3 bans concern me a little bit, even though I've been saying like you have to 3x ban these champions on red side, because basically I don't think they can play, the Aurora, and Yone is going to be mostly a top lane champ. So I do wonder what T1 would look like on blue side, and I kind of want TES to I kind of want them to take red side and just leave all 3 up and see what happens with T1. That's my question. Right?
Has been on Vi.
Maybe you just want to be on red side versus
the
T1.
Sejuani ban does desync the value of those melee solo laners, but then you're also looking.
Okay, so now we're going to take the Silas. Cream obviously has a lot of experience on this pick. We're going to take the Ezreal. Okay, this is better, guys. I think this is more of what I want. We are probably going to see, so Rumble gets taken here. They're going to take Rakan. This means probably we're going to see a Gnar ban here. So it's interesting that we take Xayah Rakan here because that's been typical into Vi picks. So I guess what they're trying to say here is that by taking Xayah Rakan early, it's weird though. I guess that's saying that you're not going to take Vi. You will not take Vi into this. And so maybe we can ban one top and one jungle here.
Champions like the Ezreal that can stay outside of her effective range, but Guma
Renekton
we even need to
and Cassante. Okay, but we're gonna let them have Gnar.
Yeah, basic
because of the amount of damage it reduces, the fact
The Triss ban is super weird. I think the Ori ban
that it
makes
you
sense.
unstoppable.
It's not like Faker's been a good Triss player. He absolutely has not been.
They are anticipating that T1 themselves are also going to go towards a more double AD carry focused strategy. You brought this up earlier, Kobe, that single AP.
What? This comp is wild from T1. We're literally just
pretty ideal.
We're literally just gonna blind Jin Zhao. I guess they're trying to dissuade a melee top. They're saying, okay, well, Silas can't do anything.
Faker's pick is very, very open right now, and if you go over some of the things that can be good,
The Triss ban is super weird because I just don't think Faker's gonna play it. Isn't he more likely, knowing Faker, to just take Galio here? Because that's what we saw in the BLG versus HLE series. When Knight played Galio, it just feels like this is Galio. Because it's Faker, and this is just a champ he can play in this meta. Jhin is a takeaway. Why?
Been mentioned before, Vex gets thrown around sometimes, the Galio
they can't take Maokai because then Silas has Maokai ult, but Silas already has Rumble ult.
Even if you want to go really, really far out there in
no, we're gonna take Galio top has been played into Rumble at this event. It's not outrageous. Okay, so they're gonna take the Galio away. I actually think this is a really good pick. I think this is a great pick here. Because it makes it so Faker can't play Galio here versus Silas, which we saw in BLG HLE, and we're going to see it as a good matchup into Rumble. I actually love this pick here for top.
There it is,
the Galio top. And we've seen this demolish the Rumble in the early levels, right? Broken Blade getting that solo.
Yeah, Broken Blade had a great game on it.
In this exact 1v1, and it's also taken away the Galio that would have mitigated a lot of the threat that Silas can bring. That taunt
Dracos
from Galio
knows. This is a great pick.
To any dive threat.
But guys, we took another low-range champion into Xin Zhao.
Oh,
That's the
I was
downside.
actually thinking one of the biggest counterpicks we've seen to the Xin Zhao is the Kazakhs, but I think the Viego works a lot better with the comp. A lot of upfront burst and CC available here. And this Xin Zhao pick...
Okay,
Owner
reset
is
comp
great
for
at it.
top
He
esports.
works
We have
with
not
T1
seen that many
skirmishy
reset
style,
comps
but into
at
a Silas,
Worlds.
giving him that
And very few
additional
Viego
power.
pickups.
A really big ultimate could be some. This would really lean into the composition that T1 have drafted so far.
Taking their time. Carrier playing with our hearts right now.
Oh, come on!
I mean, it's whatever he locks in, it's probably iconic. It's
The
new,
Rise is very strong into Silas.
or it's iconic.
Dude, then we take the Ari. I have not liked the Ari guys in these Silas matchups because it feels like Silas gets more value out of Ari ult. So Xayah and Xin Zhao with melee pickups, right? With against melee champs like this. Here, let me get rid of this shit. Against melee champs like this is going to perform very well. So like, you know, Xayah's problem a lot of the time is like, what does Xayah do well? She's anti-dive, but she doesn't have a lot of range. So when you have a lot of melees, it actually helps her deal significant amounts of damage. Xin Zhao also very good into heavy melee lineups. But, I mean, it feels like the Silas ult value is crazy here. You get Rumble ult, you get Ari ult. So, I don't know, man. I feel weird about T1's comp. It feels like they were angling for the R5 Galio, but then by first picking Rumble and not banning it, they just gave top esports a really good takeaway.
All right, the Ari. Okay.
Can I
More
recreate? Yes.
conventional than expected, most certainly.
All right, so in the end, after all of
Yeah,
that,
we built it up.
Re-and-create super easy.
It's still
Carrier.
Ari.
Knowing what it says all the time, more challenging.
after all of that, it comes all the way full circle back to a very strong jungle mid 2v2 here for you to have. Chronicle, you mentioned how much Owner loves to duel, you know, with this champion and take those heads-up plays with the Ari here. Charm to set up. Charm Flash, very reliable.
This game, I know in game one we got a lot of
I don't know, man.
promises of action.
I feel like
think it
we
was an
saw a
incredible
lot
game,
of this like
but there
Ari
weren't that many
Silas
actual
nonsense,
fights. I
and
think this time
Silas
around
just
it's gotta
seems
be
so
different,
good
right? We
with that
have-
Ari ult.
particularly
They
in terms of
fixed the
mid-jungle
bug where he
2v2,
wouldn't get
such
additional
volatile
charges
matchups.
after
The Viego really
takedowns.
relies on being
And
able
so
to
now he
start
just
those
like kind
resets
of
early.
dashes
You have
everywhere
setup
and goes
everyone
fucking nuts
besides
on
the
people.
Ezreal. It's really easy for 369 to join as well, and I think TES are going to feel way better. I feel like your matchups are a lot more solid compared to last game when it comes to those early laning phases.
Yeah, I think this is going to put T1 to the test a little bit. The reason why I didn't really like the Ari, especially from yesterday, is we kept on seeing how the Silas would just be so much more tanky towards the mid and late stages, you know, would scale really nicely. Whereas the Ari would always be so squishy that you have to really be perfect with your plays later on in the game.
Pressure on both sides. Of course, you highlighted Kobe. I think it's such an excellent point because this is a champion and a duo that looks really powerful early on, but we saw giving Silas dashes feels bad in team fights, and it feels bad if you don't have that damage. And for Xayah, a champion who, yes, can protect herself, but doesn't have the mobility to follow up if Silas is running away, if he's really full commit.
There is only death.
There is
right?
only full. There's Ari fishing and Ezreal fishing. Everyone else is going all in.
And particularly, again, I wanna
do
go
you
back
think
to
with
this, one of the
BLG's
champions you're not
improved
allowed to
look,
pick
they can
for
win Worlds
if
now?
Silas picks it into it is Alistar because it makes him so insanely tanky.
I think
know a lot of
Gen G is
the
still the
members on T1 are
favorite.
low range, but even then,
Hold on, something weird just happened with my volume. What just happened with my volume? What's going on? Okay. I actually don't know what's going on. All right. Oh, there we go. I fixed it. No worries.
Xin Zhao Ultimate to me is so insanely strong when you have the damage and the ability to get in the middle of a fight and split it up.
And let's take a moment to talk about Cream, because Cream is here at his first World Championship. He's the only player that's not been to a World
Got a Cream on his
Championship here
team.
among all of these veterans, and he is an excellent Silas player. His second most played of all time. You talk about really good ults to steal. The Rakan ult is another very, very good option for him to steal.
Yeah, Silas
along
feels
with the
incredibly
Ahri
good in this
ultimate.
game.
There are even some angles sometimes for Xin ultimate steals. And so for Cream here to be going against the most legendary mid laner of all time at Worlds, with how T1 are now performing at Worlds, it's very, very big for him to get one of these really comfortable champions and show us what he can do when Silas has really been so much a part of the recent meta.
You think Fly can take one game today?
So much individual agency.
I mean, Genji does
Mako
happy
and
game,
Jackie
but
will
I think
take
Genji just
control
smashes
in
him
that
3-0.
level 1 bot lane. Ezreal, of course, before that first back, notoriously very strong as long as those Qs are connecting. But it's well highlighted. Kobe, I mean, it's so tough to be Cream. There's so much story. There's so much baggage. There's so much narrative around every player in this matchup, except for him. He's coming in clean. He's coming in fresh. You know, first time in a series like this, at a stakes like this, at Worlds like this. And so he knows it's important for him to do well. To show
the thing is a lot of the surprise picks for FlyQuest come in on top lane. And Keen is like, you know, Keen is the guy who plays Darius in LCK, right? He's the weird pick dude. So, like, Bwipo's not going to surprise Keen.
Teammates with those stories against T1 can really find those victories.
Yeah, there's really like two ways you can respond to so much pressure and so much hype.
Bwipo's going to run it down,
you know,
guys.
You get a little worried and you can get a little shaky, or sometimes
It's just a really bad matchup for
by the
Bwipo.
fact that you get to go
Mr.
against
Stability
such a
up in
big
top
name
side, Keen.
and try and go for those huge outplays. Let's see if the mid-jungle fights actually are as explosive as we're hoping, because both junglers have started bottom side, and they're pathing upwards to the top triangle of the map, where you have, you know, two very explosive matchups here in both solo lanes. So some good options for both Owner and TN to kind of flex.
Bwipo will mind break
Damage is
Keen.
gonna
Dude,
feel good
no.
for T1, but whenever I see a Viego, I'm always going to look, how good is your upfront burst? Viego fights function the best if you can lock someone down, blow them up, and get those resets going. Mako looking to impact mid here, similar to what Keria did in the previous game. Faker's lane is pushing away from him.
Cream using the last of his pots. Of course, no inspiration tree means no cookies. He's doing okay thus far. First push out in top lane for TES, working out well. First push out in bot gave Mako a bit of time to check in mid lane. We'll keep our eyes. We'll get closer to that first grub spawn. T1 were really able to take that for free despite the early action. Cream now, big chunk of damage. That electric proc hurting. Of course, for Cream with Conquer, it's going to feel great later in the game, but early on, it's so difficult. Charm flash response from Cream.
So the thing is that Ahri does handle this Silas lane very effectively. You just have to keep Silas down, because if you leave lane even, you're going to have huge problems. Like, Ahri has to do well in this lane.
Junglers both recalling, though, and you're getting just a re-clear here from TN. TN being very efficient on the Viego. As Krugs are coming up, he kind of hovers bottom side and should be a little bit ahead of pace in the junglers' options for maybe affecting these flashless mid laners.
And there's a limited window of time, as we know, because both of these post-6 are going to be either extremely hard to kill, extremely mobile, or both. Silas can easily steal that ultimate from Owner, become more tanky in case of a 2v2. As we now get the first couple of backs to come through. Nothing crazy thus far. Faker is still holding on to his TP, so any trade he makes now with Cream, he's going to be feeling great about. And first objectives are starting to come up on the map. You have the early Ocean Drake again setting up for a strong soul here.
Good wards as well, knowing that it was a red side start there for TN. And it looks like that ward's going to pay off right now. Does give them vision as he enters towards the river, so Faker can back off.
TN walking up to the top side of the river. Has one camp to clear if he wants to go for wolves, but I suspect Grubs, control of the Grubs area, is going to be the bigger name in the game. T1 in the bottom lane, already getting push out. If they can get a recall, if they can remaneuver to the top side of the map, they should be favored in the Grub fight. LCK team's notorious for prioritizing this objective head and shoulders above something like the Drake. Our featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz. No surprise, we're talking about the junglers. TN
Pretty slow early game, guys.
Both players this time around, TN and Owner, obviously a lot of tools to make these individual plays across the fights.
teammates. Not going to be the case here on the Viego. Really want to try and go for those big pop-off
Yeah,
fights.
see what
T1
we get with Grub
rotating over
play
everyone
here.
towards
Guma and
these
Carrier
Grubs.
rotating
Really
up
proud being
already.
fought by Guma and Carrier, and we might have a brawl on our hands.
Green level 6 can take any ult he wants. Bit of poke coming in from TN. But again, Owner and Faker already starting on the objective. TES a little bit late here.
2 ults available for the top laners.
369 trying to come down, but forced to use that taunt. Looks like it'll be a bit of a brawl here. One stolen away by TN. Okay, matching Grubs, TES late for the
top
test, but
top kind of has to.
debating if they really want to
They've got an issue. I guess 369 can
Wave
just
and
ult
bot wave
in,
in
so
a
they're afraid of
relatively
Galio
neutral
ult here.
position,
So
so
walk
neither
away.
side is losing anything to be here, and TN gonna walk away with 2. Good contest from TES, despite the initial lack of priority.
T1 is showing really good decision making around objectives.
T1 though still sticking around to clear out the vision. And we get the double recall reset to the other side of the map. Dragon, of course, available.
TP still there. 369 just TP towards bot. We'll see if Zeus feels forced, or looks like with the wave state as it is, he'll be able to hold on to his. That's going to be something that T1
Okay,
might
Zeus
look
has
to play
TP
around.
advantage now
Small early advantage here
for
TES,
the
because they did
second
also
set
commit 5
of
people.
Grubs that are going to spawn.
The
Mana rapidly. Mako finding initial stun on the carrier, but the 2v2 is tough.
We haven't seen
wanna get
any
too
kind
aggressive,
of early
not
skirmishing
gonna be a
from
timing
Jin
window here.
Zhao.
You see 369 realizing that as well. Woo. So we have 2 as real steals already this tournament. I know.
Did you promise that?
I'm saying
Appreciate you taking the time to review games for you. Of course, anything for you.
I promised it would be a banger
Schwangles,
series, and
what a
I
name.
still feel like we can fulfill on that promise.
Yeah, banger like chess is a banger though, not banger like MMA is a banger maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly though, the tension that just builds when we do have trades like this towards the mid game. And honestly, to your point, like we've fully waited out the entire flash timers of both Faker and Cream that were expended in mid lane in a matchup that can be very volatile with 2 jungles that can get very aggressive. Now that they have their level 6s, of course, Viego, does have the option for potent executes.
You know how you can show your appreciation for Monty? By using your Prime sub on him. I agree. What excellent advice to your fellow
He's staying so
Twitch
far
chatter
back.
Zebrios. You are not
You can see Owner on the way.
Trust that.
a penniless
Who's baiting
bum
who?
like the
Cream's
majority
on
of
his
people
way,
watching
though.
this stream.
They know.
Dirty
Now Velocity's gonna
freeloaders
start to back up.
squatting
Owner there to shadow
on
if he
Twitch.
needs. They know Cream is on the way first. Nice layering of the CC10. Is he going to fall with the ulti? The answer no. Happy to
I got pleb alerted yesterday.
just
I mean, you did.
They know.
But
they know.
You deserved
He's
it.
going to start to back up. Owner there to shadow if he needs. They know Cream is on the way first. Nice layering of the CC10. Is he going to fall with the ulti? The answer no. Happy to just get the flat.
Thank you, the JMZ. Have my Bezos bucks. I
Good play
will.
from
Thank
TES.
you.
What does Faker get here in mid lane? How quickly can he push on the tower?
Imagine getting slandered for being a teen with no job. I can slander you for other reasons, Ramchi. Why do you have no job? You're a teenager. You're capable of working.
Layering of the, who's baiting who?
You know, you can get a good job now.
Executes.
Back in the day, we would have just put you in the coal
Wait,
mines.
Baiting if he's safe here. He's
Look at your plushy life. Sitting around watching MonteCristo. Not a care in the world.
staying
Get a job.
so far back with the
Oh,
electro
yeah.
harpoons. But you can see Owner on the way.
Trust that.
Who's baiting who?
Wait, Creamy's on his way though.
They know.
Zeus now he
know.
spots it. He's going to start to back up. Owner there to shadow if he needs. They know Cream is on the way first. Nice layering of the CC10. Is he going to fall with the ulti? The answer no. Happy to just get the flash. Good play from TES.
What does Faker get here in mid lane? How quickly can he push on the tower? The turret plate is half gone, so
That's going to be a flash because
Monty, can you make Bulgogi in the next cookie stream? I will think about it.
369 actually flashed as well aggressively to try and
Start to back up. Owner there to shadow if he needs. They know Cream. You can see Owner
All
on
right.
the way.
trust that.
Who's baiting who?
Wait, Creamy's on his
Who's
way.
baiting whom? Thank you
Know.
very much.
they know.
Zeus now he
know.
spots it. He's going to start to back up. Owner there to shadow if he needs. They
Ooh,
know Cream is on the way
flash
first.
taunt.
Nice layering of the CC10.
Okay,
Is he gonna
Zeus
fall
has
with
to
the
flash
ulti? The answer
out.
no.
They don't
Happy
actually
to
quite hit the
just
chain
get the
CC
flash.
there for top
Good play from
esports.
TES.
Cream just barely
What does
out there.
Faker get here
A little
in
bit of
mid lane?
missed
How
timing.
quickly can he push on the
Okay,
tower?
we're just going to ult the
turret plate is
wave.
half gone, so
That's going to be a flash because 369 actually flashed as well aggressively to try and set up that play. That said, I think the Galio is so much harder to take down, particularly this early on in the game with the Spectre's Cowl. The entire top side, the only damage that's going to be relevant towards him is basically just Owner, who doesn't really want to spend his time doing that. So I think today is definitely a lot easier to punish if TES see an opportunity to do so, as T1 Yet again, changing these lane assignments, sending Fake towards top.
369 should be easy for him to get the push here, but you saw at the end of that play, obviously Equalizer used to clear the wave, which stops 369 from potentially getting a tower.
You134, thank you for Twitch Prime sub.
In response. So good use of those cooldowns as now we have the Silas versus Rumble matchup on the side lane.
And again, really good early setup here.
All right, let's see what happens here. Galio already topside. We're going to pick Silas bot because he's the only one TP. We're actually going to fight these Grubbos. Nope, Jackie Love just going to somehow get caught in mid lane.
So does TES. They're looking for the second Grubs. But because Carrier
What is Jackie doing, dude? He is walking up, getting rooted, and then Owner is popping over the wall, and Owner also is wasting flash. Very nice. So Jackie Love, right before Grub spawn, decides to lose his entire HP bar by getting intentionally rooted by Gumayushi, and then blows all his summoner spells. Great job. Jordan, thank you. Welcome back. I appreciate your Twitch Prime sub.
Oh yeah, Owner had the final auto primed there, so was
like
desperate to get that off.
What the fuck is Jackie doing there?
The damage is still done.
What is he doing?
Jackie, the flash, the arcane.
Yes, they're looking for the second Grubs, but because Carrier actually
What's he trying to do? Besides literally just get hit by everything in the universe. He's walking up way too close to CS.
Carrier's got great positioning and
initial engage. Jackie Love flash forward from Owner. Response from Jackie, the flash, the arcane shift out.
Oh yeah, Owner had the final auto primed there.
De Poubelle says, Yo Monty, great analysis. Yeah, my analysis was Jackie Love shouldn't stupidly walk up. Good job, Monty. Excellent analysis.
30 seconds. Tien able to make it out. But Tien obviously has push and topside, so they have an angle to play. Jackie Love staying in the area despite not having any summoners.
Oh, early
steal.
Owner.
Grabbing the third Grub. Fourth is what they want. TES, can they find the
I mean, I know Jin was in the fog of war, but you can't get hit by like Root and Jin W like that.
Grabbing the third Grub.
And then we're still going for it because we haven't learned any lessons, guys. We haven't learned any lessons. By the way,
Tien obviously has push and
top
so
esports, they come in and they take this Grub. Okay? They take it. So, for those of you keeping score, that means we have 3 now here. All right. And here's the question. It's a great question for you guys. Should TES fight? Remember, you have a 25% HP ADC with no sums. And sure, that Rumble, now he doesn't have an ult, but I would take an ultless Rumble over this turd right here in this fight. So we got 3. Can't we just hold the W? Hold the dub? Can't we just hold the dub? Or should we fumble the dub? Should we fumble it right on the ground? Should we just throw the game to maybe get 4 Grubs? Should we fumble? What do you guys think? We'll put a poll up in Twitch chat, all right? And we'll see what decision they make. What should TES do? Hold the dub and walk away. Fumble the dub for 4 Grubs. Here you guys go. You can pick. Oh, 95% say fumble the dub for 4 Grubs. But the question is, do they even get 4 Grubs? They do have Smite. Tiana does have Smite. I think he stole it with the... Nope. He used Smite. He used Smite, so they don't even have Smite. He doesn't have a second charge of Smite, so he's definitely not getting 4 Grubs, guys. He's definitely not getting 4 Grubs, to be clear. And instead, Tien should get charmed in a brush and immediately die before TPs can come in. And Cream is going to come in. Man, I thought Cream might have Rumble ult. That he might have stolen Rumble ult. Because a way you could come into this fight is by recalling on Silas, taking Rumble ult, and then having Rumble come in with no ult.
Grabbing the third Grub. Fourth is what they want. TES, can they find the fight? Nice charm on the
and so we just chain CC. Okay, there is a Magna Storm that comes in over the wall, but it doesn't actually save Tien here, right? So now Mako's on the other side of the wall, and we still don't have a TP. And then this motherfucker gets charmed. Wow, that's... Look at Keria, dude. Keria literally charms him the instant he comes out of ult. There is no Rumble ult that he's already taken. And then he pops the wall, and he charms... Who is that? Cream? Or, I mean, 369?
3 stacks of it.
It's actually just... Oops, sorry. That's actually just an immense play.
What they want, TES, can they find the fight? Nice charm on the...
He charms... It was a charm chain. It was Ahri charm into Keria's Rakan charm, into charm, into flash charm. Insane play from Keria.
Feathers flying out, members falling for the side of TES as T1 again managed to find...
And he also cancels Galio ult. Not that it matters. Guys, I think they just win that no matter what, because Cream doesn't even have Rumble ult.
T1 again managed to find a favorable fight, but Faker's not done!
Faker! Okay, maybe a little too much. Kobe? Maybe we don't need to glaze Faker that hard.
Yes, the reset. Champion taken out as the start of the fight. Jackie Love chunked, and still they commit, and it's a disaster for them early on in this game.
Kobe Gasm.
Immediately they find the killer they were looking for. Jackie Love caught out. 3 stacks available for Faker. Nice Ezreal ult coming in for Jackie Love, but the damage not enough. Feathers flying out. Members falling for the side of TES as T1 again managed.
This wasn't some god tier play, guys.
But Faker's not done. Faker!
I mean, it's pretty good, but he had a ward.
He gets the double.
It's not like it's a blind flash charm or anything.
The reset. Champion taken out as the start of the fight.
6'4", by the way. Thank you for your resubscription. 102 months. My God. Now there's a man who loves to give me money.
Early on in this game. Double taunt comes in.
You love to see it.
369 just gonna walk away, trying to get control of the wave. 3 for 3 the grub score, but Faker, and this is what's infuriating. You talked about it. The man didn't have the best summer, but when it comes time, when he needs to step up, he just
more men should be like him.
Again, the call from
in my opinion. Both 6'4" and willing to give me money.
Risk, but disengage the CC charm into knock up. And that's so much of your early damage and skirmishing power already gone, and Jackie can't approach.
Faker gets in the brush. He knows he has a control ward with him, and Tien just walks up to it.
Oh, the banana brush
and this is the flash.
He's been in those coal mines for a long time,
T1
guys, just to pay his subscription fees. I didn't get that fanfare by 102 months. You did.
And again, that vision control was set up earlier by...
More women should be like Susie. Insanely beautiful, married to me, and giving me money.
He was waiting in that bush for 45 seconds. And while TES came to a play...
How tall am I? 6 feet.
It was T1 who came 2 minutes ahead of schedule, ready to set this objective up.
Black lungs and everything. Hashtag coal mines for kids. With a Z.
And not always lost for TS, but I
You want all the women married to you? No, just you. I don't need that many problems in my life, you know? That's a lot of work. You see, if I had all the wives, I wouldn't have time for Twitch chat.
again want to highlight both these compositions are outside of the Ezreal, effectively melee. All their effective damage is going to take place from very close range, so falling behind is so much more debilitating than it is
no
if
problem.
you have
Exactly.
a lot more space to play
You
with.
get it,
Maybe play
Susie.
around your poke, play around your long range. That's not the case here.
T1 are showing the killer instinct here in the game, and TES are just looking sluggish. Walking up to them, not respecting vision control.
And remember, I think we have to talk about Tien, right? Like, the first game wasn't great, but we can say, hey, you didn't have the most agency on the Ivern, but getting caught like that on the Viego, we talked about it. You have the chance to turn this game around, to be the one finding the resets, but if you're getting caught, there's just as much accountability in those moments. You cannot afford to make mistakes
This might
like
be the
that.
make or break moment here. TES trying to take this dragon, and it looks like T1. They are just going to trade, so no breakout fight, and particularly on Viego, the reason why this champion has so much safety is because of the ult and the buffer. You can buffer basically any form of CC by just making sure that you hit the timing right. So as a Viego, just being in that position and having to use your ult, that's rough, but you need to stay alive, otherwise that fight is always a wash.
Just looking sluggish. not expecting it. And Faker just got to mine a
Yeah, the
bunch of
reset, the
money off
Viego
of
reset
Victory
comp
in
don't work when
exchange for
Viego
the
dies
bottom side play
first.
there for TES.
Oh, Swift Drift. You love to see it.
Faker was already so far ahead off those 2 kills that he
chasing.
just got.
Delaying the recall for now. Charm already out. Cream not going to chase, but gets the ulti. Small advantage. Will TES be able to capitalize on
When
that?
I grew up,
cooldown?
I
Not
learned
being
I was
available.
Monty's
Obviously
wife.
difficult with the moment
I didn't know what to
completed,
think of it
but
at
potential
first.
window
Gradually, I
offer-
began to
yeah,
accept.
opportunity. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's in the Twitch users terms of
Cream with
service.
a nice little jump there, but as you mentioned,
You can have more wives if you want. I
cooldown
do not want.
So low with Malignance, and I've been really funneled into Faker pretty early off the 2 kills. Now some extra
Twitch
turret
chat, you
plays,
can be
and
my
he is
wives
the
in spirit.
largest gold lead on the team because of it.
And in game 1, T1 outplaying around the map, not giving fights to TES, but this time they're taking fights, and it's resulting in a much bigger gold lead much sooner in the game. And you talked about melee compositions. If it's melee versus melee, who's ever ahead is usually coming out on top or favored in these fights. TES trying to fight back. Bot wave in an even state, top wave in an even state. They're sending Cream up, hoping that they can get control of this Herald area. Skooma perhaps caught out. They'll at least get the
Do you really want 72 virgins? No, nobody wants that. You want 72 Jezebels.
cleanse.
Good start to the fight into the CC. That's going to be
Nobody wants 72
TES.
virgins.
TES.
The time investment to teach them, Jesus.
Need to find a target, isolate them, and take them down immediately.
But you can see they're uncertain. Zayas caught between multiple members of the team, but they don't want to pull the trigger. Instead, focused on the objective here. They
Lego Masturbate says, "Hi, Mounty, big fan here."
Yes.
Zayas.
Need to find a target, isolate them, and take them down immediately.
But you can see they're uncertain. Zayas caught between multiple members of the team, but they don't want to pull the trigger. Instead, focused on the objective here.
They STP.
Faker is TPing. It's to a very safe ward here, and the Herald
Ulti in
is
5 seconds. Fakers will be available.
Objective's
Herald
gone.
gone. Do they want the exit fight? Instead, focusing on mid.
Big win for TES. They just get the teleport, get the objective, and get out.
honestly, yeah, to see some decisiveness there and get the extra cooldown, that teleport that you mentioned, actually quite big here. So TES starting to bring it back.
Carry a decent sidestep. Cream on the way in. Stolen Ahri ultimate.
All right, so they did
that
actually get
respect now.
Herald, but I don't really think that changes a lot of the circumstances for TES. TES has just been, they've been overcommitting a lot of the time. And you know what? They didn't even get 4 grubs in the end.
Falls, but how a fight starts.
All of these last objectives go the way of TES. They get the dragon,
Right, so
they get the
that
red
last
trail,
fight was just
they
pretty
get the
useless for them,
tiny
just
towers.
giving T1 a gold advantage.
Breaking open mid is big here. That much more control over the map. Potential.
That's Jackie.
Should Jackie be the one taking this?
Jackie Love.
He literally... Why is Jackie
much
taking
more
this? By the way, look at this. Jackie Love gets
Control
in,
over the map. Potential.
and look at
That's Jackie.
look at Guma. He throws out 2 feathers, and Jackie's like, uh-oh, if I go here, then I'm going to pop out the back, and then I'm going to get rooted. And he's just like, as soon as he sees the feathers go down, he's like, I have changed my mind.
Jackie Love in. T1 starting the fight. Spinning around. Not quite sure where they want to go. T1 stopped the
What
Herald
is he
charge from being
doing?
effective. They're gonna keep fight going. Is it Jackie Love?
Where is he
Tailing it
going?
out of there. Bit of an awkward exchange. TES get no value out of this Herald. Jackie
He has both thumbs, yeah, but he doesn't want to have to
Oh, no, that
use
was
his cleanse.
Full circle there. He ended up not wanting to go all the way in because of the positioning of Carrier.
you
He like shits himself because the feathers go down,
Potential.
That's Jackie.
and he sees Carrier right here, and he's like, oh, they literally will just stun me, and even if I have cleanse, I'm going to get rooted,
Jackie Love
and
in.
then the charm is
T1
going to
starting
come
the
through.
fight, spinning around, not quite sure where they want to go. T1 stopped the Herald charge from being effective, and they're going to keep the fight going because they see Jackie Love hightailing it out of there. Bit of an awkward exchange. TES get no value out of this Herald.
Jackie drunk? What's going on? That was a full circle there. He ended up not wanting to go all the way in because of the positioning of Carrier.
It's a
Where's
bad
Vi
time.
to give
There's
this guy a
real no doubt at
DUI?
that point, but Cream fishing for the 1v1. Faker still 1 dash remaining. Again, I think in the isolated 1v1 Cream, you'd expect to be pretty favored, just given the sustain innate in the kit, the additional CC he can bring.
I think he was clicking
He has
back
the
from his
Ahri dashes available.
auto Q auto.
I like that little
Yeah, he may
release
have
of tension,
misclicked
though.
it. That's true.
From
But he looks like he's going forward until he sees the feathers hit the ground.
It's like the design team planned to give us comedic relief in high-stakes League of Legends when they allowed Herald to be driven.
Rift Herald is truly a gift.
There's a lot of moments. You know, they can be great, they can be heartbreaking. Certain players, I mentioned already, that maybe are not allowed to drive anymore.
Not allowed to drive, nope. That said, this one not great or heartbreaking, just a little awkward.
Just
TES, yeah. They're going to give up a bit more prio than they would have wanted, a bit more of 369's health bar, but all's well that ends well, and for now at least they're holding on to their mid lane tower. That said, Herald could have been big, could have been a lot of money for them, so not getting that advantage is going to hurt TES, but you can see that while T1 had about a 2K gold lead earlier on, it's getting closer and closer as TES pick up more resources across the map.
I hope that we actually get a confrontation on this Drake, because currently Zeus is recalling to go purchase, and then he should head on down for this objective. Does have his teleport, so he can actually go catch the wave and then threaten with his teleport to come join the fight. Meanwhile, 369
Top Esports has never
Ultimate
seen
is
an
ready.
objective fight that they
You have
don't
to
like
be
in this
careful.
series.
T1, you're going to have to try and draw out the Galio ult without fully committing to the fight.
Take a reset. The TES are aware they can go in now with no fear of being down a man.
OTP just yet. It's available soon, but not in time. So TS, first to the objective, able to get the mid lane prio, set up shop, and T1 with that rotation over of Zeus.
T1
Looks like they're
fight.
doing a contest.
They do. They leave top wave in a relatively even state. Bit of poke coming in from Cream. Has stolen away the Rakan ultimate. Ready to go. Zoning away, 369. TES, priority setup. T1, what's the angle here?
They hold the choke.
Faker ready to go over the wall. Blast cone there as well. 3K. Owner looking to get involved. Good interrupt coming in from Mako. Equalizer now coming out in the midst of the entire team. Excellent Galio to Paul.
Nice kiting.
Cream getting lower as well. And Faker finally getting involved in the fight. Guma untouched on the
Jackie
backside.
just not involved in this fight.
Jackie Love on the way out. Objective to TES.
No flash on 369 though.
Likely to fall here.
He's a chicken trapped in the pit.
Well, TES priority.
Okay,
setup.
so Cream
What's
has
the angle
Rakan
here?
Hold the
ults,
choke.
Faker ready to go over the wall.
and they're trying to
Blast cone there
slowly
as
get
well.
vision
3K.
control over. Mako does get a double
looking to get
Q
involved.
stun here, and
Good interrupt coming in from
Magnetstorm goes down, but it's a good
Equalizer now
zoning.
coming out in the midst of the entire
It's not. It's actually not a great rumble from
team.
Zeus.
Excellent. The angle
They
here.
hold the choke.
But honestly, like top esports
Faker ready to go
positioning
over
is
the wall.
pretty
Blast cone there as well. 3K.
strange.
Owner looking to get involved. Good.
Also, they're not really turning
Interrupt
off
coming
of
in from
this,
Mako. Equalizer.
right? And even though Faker gets charmed, he does actually manage to dash over again, over back over the wall.
choke.
Faker ready to go over the wall. Blast cone there as well. 3K. Owner looking to get involved. Good interrupt.
And Jackie Love is using his R right now, but he's going to get zoned out by Zeus.
Now in the midst of the entire team.
And Cream can't actually get
3K.
anything
Owner
done
looking to get
here
involved. Good interrupt coming in from Mako. Equalizer
because Keria dashes away.
now coming out in the midst.
Owner uses ult, and so Cream can't do anything with Rakan ult. Does get a charm, but that's only because Owner goes back in. So pretty bad team fight there from Cream.
Objective to TES. Excellent Galio to Paul.
They hold the choke.
Faker ready to go over the wall. Blast cone there as well. 3K. Owner looking to get involved. Good interrupt coming in from Mako. Equalizer now coming out in the midst of the entire team. Excellent Galio to Paul, but Mako's getting damn low. Cream getting lower as well. Faker ready to go over the wall. Blast cone there
Faker
as well. 3K.
charm.
Owner looking to get involved. Good interrupt.
Nah, he charmed Mako. Cream runs that down by himself. And Keria gets out by dashing out, and then Owner ults.
Objective to TES.
No flash on 369 though.
Likely to fall here.
He's a chicken trapped in the pit.
Well, good play from TES overall. They do have to pay with the life of their chicken top laner.
Giving up a kill for a Dragon, you're going to take that for sure. T1 are looking for a little bit more than that, I do think. We'll see. They might be able to, with how low the health bar on this mid lane turret is, push it further, but looks like they don't want to take the risk. And Jackie going untouched in that fight, I think, is a large reason of why T1 didn't commit further. Still flash on Owner, still flash on Faker. And when we look back at this fight, we'll see that a lot of the damage actually goes into the front line, I think, here for either side. Owner's ult in particular, spreading up the fight, makes it
So the Rakan ult actually charms him here. So that's what
really
charms him.
hard
Keria's ult, and
to
Keria
actually get
dashes
that
out,
on the back line
and they're able to
either
kite
side.
out. So the charm onto Cream is pretty effective there.
With the ultimate, with the initial shadow
Faker
strike to
buffered his
interrupt the
dash, though, over the
onto
wall
Jackal
is also
of
really
that Dragon
big.
Pit, but I think a worthwhile cost overall.
Yeah, and you can see T1 very cognizant of trying to use their dash champions, Faker and Keria, to go in and then bait out a Gallia ult and then dash away to try and avoid. But as you mentioned, Mako kind of locks
They're just
them
hyper
in
aware.
with a
You know,
good
T1
rail
is
kind
just
of pulling
anticipating the
them
moves
back.
that are being made by
And
top
in the end,
esports.
a price to pay for the objective, but still getting the Dragon number 2 T1 though. Reset immediately, and now we're looking at top tower. At least what remains of it.
Should just fall here. Cream really cannot clear the wave fast enough. T1 usher that wave in, watch it fall, but it'll be traded back by 369 on the opposite side.
That is not going to be feeling too hot.
Definitely not. But I'm just going to call out Jackie Love right now in a fantastic position. Ezreal has the extra range. He should always be able to get mid.
Especially since Cream on this Sylas has good ults to steal. You saw the idea last time around, stealing away the Rakan ult. Being such a tanky possible engager here. Both Cream and Mako to set up for possible 369 ults.
I do apologize for setting false expectations, as we have 4 kills at 22 minutes.
It's okay. We forgive you.
I felt guilty about it.
I can't say
I
the
just,
fans,
I just want to bring it up.
We'll forgive you, but we forgive you, Mal. Can never hold a
appreciate that.
grudge. That said, I feel like Baron, as it was in the previous game, is probably where we're likely to see these fist fights. Keria and Mako fighting a Pokemon battle as their jungler's way behind them. Cream now trying to retreat. Both ultis forced out here.
And after a play like that, you know, the real big benefit is the extra 30 seconds that you kind of get for Cream, because he forces Faker back to base. And so Faker goes to regenerate his health, but Cream then pushing out on the bottom side to get the minion wave moving in their favor. See what they can do with it, with top side pushing now, as well as bottom side. TES also have...
All the sums are available almost on either side. So a lot of volatility in this fight. Even 50 seconds, the setup is already starting. This is the possible soul point here for TES.
And you can see the poking and prodding. Both teams know if they overcommit and don't find those key targets, they're going to get torn to pieces. Guma on 2 items. This Xayah, if you hit the
Really cool to see Deficio in the FlyQuest quarterfinal hype video. Why is he in
fight
there?
into her, you're going to get torn apart. Now, the same is true, though, for the Ezreal. And so
Why
it's
is
also key
Deficio in
target
there?
missteps, as it was in the previous topside fight, where Tien overextended a little bit. Either side wants to be the one to overforce. Keria, though, caught by a bit of CC. Charm to try and interrupt. Bit of trading of health bars. Aftershock down, as well as Celestial opposition, though, means Mako is quite squishy.
Year of the Duck, baby. Dude, it is, for FlyQuest, it is simultaneously the Year of the Duck and Tanner time. They're doubling up.
At least the next 30 seconds.
Banana brush control here for T1. Faker fishing for some poke.
Charm gonna go wide. Mako's so incredibly low.
The poke from Guma here. Mako actually going to have to reset?
They just have to give it up.
Gonna go wide.
Ah, yes,
Quite
the
squishy.
top esports gets poked out
Banana brush control here for T1.
right before an objective
Faker fishing
again.
for some poke.
Charm gonna go
I like how Charm doesn't even hit, but Mako still gets nailed by Xayah and Ahri damage.
Here. Mako actually going to have to reset?
They just have to give it up. Without Mako, I don't think you can team fight. And it's just a second Drake.
Just the poke there. Faker, Guma, T1. Finding an objective with chunk damage.
back mid. They don't want to concede mid tier 1.
Drake.
Just the poke there.
Zayas goes bot, and then TP. This is a good TP from Zayas,
Finding
actually.
an objective with chunk damage.
Back mid. They don't want to concede mid tier 1.
Actually really like this from TES. So they identified that they can't make it. Zayas had already path towards bot trying to get that turret. And then instead TES pushed really hard in mid, forcing out a TP. The turret will still fall to the minions, but I think getting that cooldown is a big win nonetheless. And they hold on to this mid lane turret though.
And you have to understand, despite the small goal difference, these teams are so damn close. Equalizer comes out. The TES, again, don't want to overcommit. Every objective, every setup, every small cooldown exchange just continues to build pressure on both sides. Both teams know if they are the ones who fail, if they are the ones who fumble in a team fight, this entire game will slip away from them.
You see T1 checking the Baron here, making sure that TS are not going for...
Good check on the Baron by T1. Crazy that neither mid is down 25 minutes into this game.
These are players who have achieved so many things, right? But I think still, you look back to last year, it's so crucial that an LPL team can take down T1. Not just because they haven't done it at Worlds, but because of what happened last year. And TES, coming into this tournament, you would have thought that they would be favorites to do so. Now, can they show that level of performance? 369, good initial taunt, get some poke onto Faker, but it's
Hey,
really
look,
all about the objective setup.
Electrocute proc. Man, 369 not taking a lot of damage there. And without Guma, they're just not going to be able to shred through this guy. If he's there, that obviously changes the equation.
Initial CC, all
His third item now, and this turret still being held on to as Keria did get spotted there on that banana brush ward.
area locked up. Good initial CC. Ulti coming out from Cream as well. Charm will be traded. For now, just the ultimate cooldown. In the meantime, they're losing their mid lane tier 1. Not hurting too much. Jackie Love going forward. Faker.
Monty, what you gonna
dashing
do
away.
if Genji loses to FlyQuest tonight? I'll say Inspired is good at boxing,
Another
which is clearly a lie.
Why am I here? I'm just gonna I'll shut up. I play caster. There's nothing to play. They're not killing each other.
Are you telling me you're not satisfied with 2/3 of an HP bar?
No! No! But TN might not be either.
No,
No, he is. He is. Okay, my bad.
We're playing
I'm-
for objectives, Dracos.
The bot side is also
Ulti to
pushing
clear the
for them.
wave. Bot wave pushed in, forces response. TES have priority access on the Baron. They don't have the best Baron taking comp right now in terms of itemization. It's not the Blade on the Viego or the
You're not
Kraken.
going
It is
bald?
Black Cleaver.
Well, that
We
might
are
be
biding
happening
our
whether or
time.
not
Okay, we will
FlyQuest loses.
strike when the iron
It's just
is
how
hot.
fast.
We will not make a mistake. And I think either team, for T1, it's understandable because if they're able to win this game, they're
And
up
no.
2 match points. And for TES, trying to fight your way out of that against T1 of all teams will be a nightmare.
I feel like we are very close to Draco's going on strike and just not even talking until there is an actual team fight.
But
Until someone
actually, Dracos, I think we have a good fight moments. Maybe you can get us a cup of tea.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I'll be back, guys. I'm sorry. You guys, if they fight Holler, and I'll shout.
yeah, we'll
right,
get
yeah.
you over here.
I'll be back.
Okay, we wouldn't do that to Dracos. That'd be very...
he jumped.
Why would you?
These games have actually been really
I
boring.
wasn't joking when I said the tension is building. All it takes is like
It's mostly
every
just
time it's
top
important to brush,
esports
just like this.
wasting
We are
abilities and then
seconds away from
T1
a
just
perfect CC
slow
layering
rolling
into
them.
depth Into Baron.
They are proccing opposite. Well, at least Mako's got procced. Just getting that cooldown.
Then you look around. Chunks of health. The tower in mid lane, the most important one, still stands for T1. Their point of defense here, their point of safety.
Jekyllov trying to poke as much as he can, and you see it is landing.
T1 pulling their way in.
Is this the time?
Crab taken down. You can see Gumayushi deletes waves. Ezreal can get to them first, but Guma kills them so much faster. Gage carrier going to go a little bit wide as the battle ends to make
poke.
it away.
Jackie hitting some crucial poke here.
Okay,
Slow battle.
Jackie's
He's had
Q's have
enough
been
for
good.
thus
This is the
far.
problem
Again,
is
they
that
get
the
one or two
Ezreal does
ultis.
actually
It's
outrange
easy for
the
them to continue
Zaya.
to step up.
Jackie
like,
with
the
a
Ezreal
couple
is
of
coming online.
Facing arcane shifts. You can tell he really wants it now.
Neither team sitting on soul point as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
so neither team can commit too heavily towards this Drake.
Yeah, Zeus
The
just
point
wants
of
to get the
game right
push
now,
into the bot
approaching 30 minutes.
side,
Either team can
ESTP.
definitely take down
They're
that
just trying to
Baron in
delay.
a very short amount of
T1's
time.
just trying to delay any kind of
Enough
Baron
vision here to be
attempt.
confident to step up.
They now want to trade Baron for soul
TES
points
fighting
because
for
both
midway
are up.
control, and we go again. This dance, this back and forth prodding, hoping to find.
So there is an issue here, guys. There is actually a compositional problem that top esports is going to engage in at the moment. And the problem is this. So a lot of times you could send your jungler solo over here while the rest of your team does this, but you literally cannot team fight without Viego because this is a Viego reset composition. Or you could send your AD carryover, but if you send Ezreal to Drake, then you have 4 melees and you get outpoked. So unfortunately, this composition is not very good at this specific Baron Drake trade interaction. So what I'm saying is T1 should absolutely just go Baron now.
One misstep.
If they
Area
think that
again,
Viego
fishing.
isn't there, they
Earlier
should
fight,
just
it paid
Baron,
off for him.
which they are
know
going to do.
that T1 are so famous for burning Barons that TS don't
Command
even
to start it.
they don't even want to take the
Force the
dragon.
check, excellent charge! Lineup is
It's
there.
this is terrible, guys.
Earlier
Like,
fight, it paid off for
not
him.
having
They know
Viego
that
here
T1
is
are
incredibly
so
painful. Like
famous for burning
Viego's
Barons that
here
TS
now, but
don't
they
even
don't have any
start
real
it.
setup for him. And 369
One
is
misstep.
trailing behind. Where is he
Area
going?
Again, fishing. In the earlier
Oh,
fight,
he's
it paid
trying to
off for him.
recall.
They know that T1 are so famous for burning Barons
Wait. He's trying to recall while Mako is checking
TS
this
don't even
brush?
Start it.
they don't even want to take the
Force the
dragon.
check, excellent charm! Lineup is there. Support down. T1. Strike the initial blow. TES, do they feel like they
What?
have to fight here? T1 looking to bully off the mid wave. Equalizer goes.
What is 369 doing,
Area
man?
Again, fishing. In the earlier fight, it paid off for him.
They know that T1 are so famous.
Like, what is this call? They're face checking this brush. Yeah, he wants to recall in TP. I understand what he wants to do. but he cannot do this if his teammates are walking into this brush. Like, what is the call here?
Famous for burning Barons that TS don't even
to start it.
They don't even want to take the dragon.
Excellent charm. Lineup is there. Support down. T1. Strike the initial blow. TES, do they feel like they have to fight?
Galio ult could have turned that. He wouldn't have been able to get there in time.
Equalizer goes down. Not gonna find much effect. And Faker's low. They're down a man. But the ulti now coming in. Faker.
Terrible ult. Terrible ult.
Ezreal not going to connect. Crucially. Cream 369 ready to step forward. Jackie Love safe for now.
Okay, Faker could just
knowing that Faker
TP back in now and take Baron.
But he's recalling and he has the TP. He can find the flank. There's so much vision around TES. They have to be careful about overcommitting. Now finally they will sweep away these TP wards.
Oh, a lot of damage is still done to T1 though. Baron, Chunk still, Mako, he's running, but 4 members they spotted. There the attempt to flank.
They don't have perfect information. Carrier now trying to make his way out. This charm crucially.
God, he gets Jackie Love, forces cleanse, Owner gets on top of him. Pops his ult. Okay, he's so good against multiple melees. He can be targeted again.
T1 are taking the fight. Mako looks to make the difference. The Goomba goes up in the air and comes right back down, dragging the hopes of TES alongside them. As again, T1
Dude, top esports look really uncoordinated.
Faker doing it all in the moment.
Carrier popping off this game though.
They don't have perfect information. Carrier now trying to make his way.
Carrier over the wall, dodges chains, then gets charm, flash charm, forces cleanse, charms onto Galio. Galio just goes ahead and Zonias for reasons. Gets charmed right out of Zonias.
Taken out, carry on the side, slowly but surely T1 are taking the fight. Mako looks to make the difference. The Goomba goes up in the air and comes right back down, dragging the hopes of TES alongside them. As again, T1 finds the fight. Faker on a rampage. Faker doing it
So
all.
the top esports playing like garbage, man.
Dancing on the corpses of TES. That was
Great ults from Carrier and teamfight awareness in this game so far.
For the Baron.
Goddamn, 6 for 0. That's right. Kill Mako and then kill the other ones and then kill Mako again when he comes back.
Fellas, it's a clean 10-0.
If you look back, you highlighted Carrier again. That sidestep is everything. The fact that stun does not hit from.
Yeah, the sidestepping the chains is huge there. Also 369. He does nothing.
So 369 has to play for a
Just
4 to buy
369.
space.
He does
Force
nothing.
carries, but then he does get obliterated by Gumayushi, and they just don't have the damage. Jackie again taken very low. And then Faker, in the end, cleans it up.
At the end of all that, I have one question for you. Dracos, was it worth the wait?
Yes, 100%. How could it not be?
Thank you. That was beautiful work here.
369 just turned gold, so he could let T1 know that by killing him, they would get gold.
Completely outplayed. That was a clean ace.
Has he ever played Galio? Serious question. Has he ever played Galio in his whole fucking life? Nope. He has not. Great. Great.
Hero the score with the Baron, with the Dragon. They want more.
Cream trying to make his way out. He's already been chalked. He's already been locked up. Perfect CC layering means the Silas is on his way out of there, but he manages to get the dashes out. In time, he holds on. Again, name of the game is survival now for TES. They were on even footing for so long, but with this Baron buff empowering T1, they have to play on the back foot. They have to respect the potential for the push here, concede these tier 2s, give up what they have to, hope to find another fight, another chance to come back in this game.
So how do you feel about the Galio pick now? Bad, but I didn't know he couldn't play it.
Died in this series. There have been so
Banger back and forth, 5-game series.
Yeah.
But with the form that T1 are showing, that is not.
The TS backline has been forced away from the fight. Cream isolating the 1v1, tries to take an equalizer of his own, but it does not matter because Jackie is in trouble. Jackie trying to make the difference with the orb of deception, takes him down. Zeus in the 1v1, but not for long. Owner on the way. Wind becomes lightning, will not connect. T1.
Type that in Twitch chat. He doesn't read YouTube chat. I do read YouTube chat. I do read YouTube chat. It's just not on my prompter. How surprised are you at T1 winning the manner they did? Yeah, they look good. But we thought this meta would be better for them. Plus, they always make top 3. They always have made like top 3, top 4 at every international event they've ever played in.
but there's nothing he can do on a knife's edge for so long. But in the clutch, T1 again show up.
Data Award tonight. It's not going to be anybody on Top Esports. They did fine in Swiss. It's probably Impact, and it won't. We'll see. We'll see if the Data Award could be Chovy if they lose to FlyQuest. Okay, I got to run some ads now, guys, and then we'll watch the final video. In the meantime, I'm going to watch that FlyQuest hype video. I should find it on their YouTube channel, I guess. Where is it? FlyQuest LOL. Is this it? Make them believe.
The hype for FlyQuest has never been higher.
Definitely not.
Actually, in the history of the entire organization, I think this is literally the peak.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, but the bar was not set very high by FlyQuest as an org, so... Why is this in 4x3? What year am I watching this video on? Do I need a CRT to watch this?
For FlyQuest, who will fall very short of their goals at the start of this split. Getting away back into the fountain as Whippo drives the front line. Team Liquid will run them over. And they are your spring split 2024 champion.
First game of MSI 2024 on the cards for us. FlyQuest now again, the base defense comes through. Junja quickly, swiftly takes them out. PSG will knock away FlyQuest.
Jensen has been benched. Thoughts? I think it's a whack move, personally, mate. Like, is the upside...
They took it from SI?
Is the upside going to be that crazy? A rando Korean? Okay. I mean, go for it if you want it.
I like them throwing shade at Thor. That's funny. I noticed they didn't include the part where I said that Jensen was a bum and couldn't play any champions. Soothe him. No. Papa's my friend, man. I don't care. I think, in fact, I think all team videos should have mandatory LFN clips in them. That's what I think.
But their identity did shift from the last time that I think a lot of people saw FlyQuest when they lost in MSI Play-ins. PSG.
Masu going golden as they close this one out in style. FlyQuest moving on to 2-1.
We go again. One more time. Come on, baby.
Try to defend here at just
one last time for USA.
Nexus turret. That one's on again. Nexus turret 2. It's on its way into the ball again. Quad 10, 0, and 6, and FlyQuest, they conquered their demons.
I noticed they didn't show the rest of the series where they just actually lost to Hanwha. And also Hanwha threw that game.
Feels like our bot lane is like getting to know how very important games look like. Maso is a rookie ADC. Alan Busha didn't really play on big stages yet, so I think we are just getting experience.
Have I watched Kesha live stream?
Like understanding.
I don't know who Kesha is. The Kesha I know brushes their teeth with a bottle of Jack. That's the Kesha I know, guys. It didn't. That didn't look like the Kesha I know.
We've had a lot of improvement over this Worlds. And I think me and Masu can take care of the stronger bot lanes. I mean, we were doing good in the HLE series.
All right, boys, this is it.
Hello, I'm backstage at Worlds. Hi everyone, Kitty here.
Hello, FlyQuest League team.
Está siendo un honor acompañar a FlyQuest durante toda la temporada.
Quick message to all my friends at FlyQuest.
It's not gonna be easy. You made it out of Swiss, but now is when everything matters.
First of all, congrats on the top 8.
Best of luck up against your first opponents in Gen G.
Todavía queda, y esperemos que no sea la última, una batalla al menos más contra el todopoderoso Gen G, el campeón de la LCK.
I know the deck's stacked against you. I know that everybody's got you lined up as the underdogs. But to be the best, we gotta beat the best.
Where's Monty's Fly cameo? I would have said that they were going to lose. So,
about various champions.
What would have been the point of that?
Advice, because obviously, you know,
I would have just said, "You getting rolled, kids."
Like that got me through the finals.
Can we please get another Mumu?
And you know what? It might be David versus Goliath, but they only don't believe in you until you do it.
It might be David versus Goliath, but unlike in the Bible, in the real world, Goliath just kills David 100 out of 100 times.
They can believe.
We're gonna make them bleed. Let's go, FlyQuest, let's go!
Good luck, and I'll be watching.
There's a reason why myths are myths, guys. Because they're not real.
France to Seoul. South Korea is 11 hours 9 minutes under average conditions.
Damn! 11 hours to think about how you got run down by Inspired Nunes.
Raz is funny, though.
Walked like a dog.
At least
by
Raz
Rebel
is funny.
Connected, or even just how you lost 2v2 to Masu Busio's Callista lane, or even just getting balled up and completely and utterly cooked by Quads Oriana. Dude, that's a lot of time to think. It's a lot of time to think, so hopefully you get some time to sleep on that flight right back home, right? Fly in 3.
Cute video. Cute video. You guys ready for this one?
Worlds
is
your opportunity
Violins.
to show the world.
Worlds is your opportunity to worlds. Whippo. 2024.
It still makes me nervous, which I...
Okay. Let's talk about his boxing, guys. We
What
can't,
do you mean?
we can't let him get away with this.
It still makes
He's
me
a great
nervous.
jungler. Okay, we don't box like this. We don't box like this. This is a man who don't box. Okay? Your arm needs to be up here. If you do this, I left hook you in the head. Okay? You can't just throw a left hook. You can't just throw a left hook and not have your arm protecting your head. That's an illegal move. What happens is this is a body hook. I drop this arm, I drop your body hook, and then I left hook you in the head. And then you're down. And that's it. Your night's done.
Which I think is something...
That's
I
how
like
you get
feeling.
KO'd, Inspired.
Last year on 100 Thieves, I was surrounded by very big names.
I've grown mostly as
Terrible
a person and a
technique.
player.
When I was younger, really younger, I'm really super lucky in Korea.
I was a new player, learning from them and being more of a passenger. But
That looks like a left jab, Monty. That's not a hook. Then he's not hooking. He's not jabbing straight.
I think it's something I like feeling.
Last year on 100 Thieves,
What is your
Where is it?
opportunity?
It still makes me nervous, which I think is something...
What you're
It's such a fast edit. Sorry, guys.
It still makes me nervous.
That's a hook. Or it's the jankiest jab of all time. If it was a... That's a hook.
Which...
But you do have to bring your other arm up. Sorry, guys.
last year
I've been
on
doing
100
this for 10
Thieves,
years.
I was surrounded by very big names.
Monty versus
I've
Inspired
grown
win.
Mostly as a person and a player.
When I was younger, really younger, I'm really super lucky in Korea.
I was a new player, learning from them and being more of a passenger. But this year, I
Also, guys, I'm just going to point this out there. This kind of hook with your hand like this, okay? So if I show you guys, so if you're doing a hook where you're doing it like this, okay? That is a boxing hook, but there's a reason why kickboxing hooks, usually you have the long hook with your hand out. Because if you try and hook somebody like this in kickboxing, you're going to get wrecked.
feel like I'm writing my own story.
I want to prove that I'm the best in the LCS.
You represent the
You'll be
game
too
you love.
close and you're just going to
Loved
eat a
it
knee.
so much, you played it so much, you got really good at it. It's an opportunity to celebrate that with everyone that's there. And it's one of the
Oh, yes, more boxing clips. Let's go.
so much, you played it so much, you got really good at it. It's an opportunity to celebrate that with everyone that's there. And it's one of the reasons
So there you go. There's his left hook again where he...
everyone
Look at
that's
his technique is
And it's
so
one of
bad,
the
dude.
reasons-
Look at this. This is a left body hook. If he did this to anybody, it's first off really easy to block. Look, okay? Sorry, not the scene. If he did this, it's first off really easy to block. It's also super telegraphed. And this guy gets left hooked in his face immediately. Or in Muay Thai, what you would do is you'd block his body shot with your elbow. I would take my left hand, grab the side of his head, and just knee him. Like, no.
Reasons why I played it so much, you got really good at it. It's an opportunity to celebrate that with everyone that's there. And it's one of
Look at this.
the reasons
I'm tilting, dude. I'm tilting.
why I really share joy with people.
한국과 중국팀 상대로 라인전에서 밀리지 않고 그들을 꺾는 것이 제 목표입니다.
Before games, usually I just try to clear my line.
Throughout all the noise of all the crowds yelling. So
Yeah,
much,
body
but
moving
so much,
forward.
but
His
really good
footwork
at
is
it.
also
It's an opportunity to celebrate that
crazy.
with everyone that's there. And it's one of the reasons.
He's taking a step while he's throwing his hook. He's also off balance. You can see that his legs are right here. So literally, if you blocked this hook and you need him right here, he would just fall over. He would just fall over.
Reasons why I really share joy with people.
한국과 중국팀 상대로 라인
And also,
Love
this
it
is
so
just
much,
a
you
this
played
is
it
a
so
boxing
much, you got
versus
really good at it.
kickboxing
It's
thing.
an opportunity to celebrate that with everyone that's there. And it's one of
But
the
if you just step back on this, and he just air hooks in front of you, and he's standing like this, you can just kick his legs right out from under him. You could just kick it. You could just kick his legs this way, and he just falls over. Or you attack his front leg, or you just kick him in his. You can like liver shot him here, or you just hit him in the head.
reasons why I really share joy with people.
한국과 중국팀 상대로 라인전에서 밀리지 않고 그들을 꺾는 것이 제 목표입니다.
Before games, usually I just try to clear my line.
Throughout all the noise of all the crowds yelling. Are you able to take in all the
Or he lands his punch and sends you to the Shadow Realm.
information on your screen?
No.
How many games do you need to win?
that punch ain't landing against anybody who knows what they're doing. There's no
I
shot.
could win 15 games.
Besides, it's a body shot. It's a left hook body shot. The point is like if that was a left hook shot, headshot, then maybe he sends you to the Shadow Realm. But for you to drop so much defense and all in on a left body, like a left hook body shot, is crazy.
Games in a day. Obviously a lot harder against some of the best teams in the world, but
He's locked up. FlyQuest get the kill.
I've won 15 games against the best teams in the world.
Look, guys, I can VOD review anything. I can VOD review these games. I can VOD review his fucking boxing. I tell you what's wrong with everything. I tell you what's wrong with this video. Why is it 4x3? We don't need to edit like this. Oh, God, here we go again. Oh, he's got his form up. Okay, his jab is jank. Okay, his jab is just bad. He's also too close to the bag. He's not using his reach. He's much too close. He's much too close. And then his cross is terrible. He's literally just firing a cross like this. He's not even turning into it. He's way too close to this bag. This 1-2-1 combo is an abomination. And then also he takes another hook here where his eyes are closed and he definitely just gets hit in the head. He doesn't actually know how to throw a punch. Like nobody has ever taught this guy how to throw a punch. You do not throw a jab like that. You do not throw a cross like that.
Too fly to stop our flow. Too fly to stop our flow. 5 lanes, 1 shot, let's go. Here we go. When the fog comes in, you'll know. Here we go. So fly, don't stop, let's grow.
Anyway, back to the games. That was fun. He's a better jungler than me, though, so what can we say? He's just doing this for kind of little bros, never boxed in his life. I mean, apparently he has, but maybe not with a teacher. Roddy got to hold pads for Inspired. I would help him. I will teach Inspired. I actually like holding pads for people.
3 VOD.
Cardio boxing. The fuck's the point of that? Learn how to do it right. You still get the cardio.
The matchup between T1 and Top Esports from the quarterfinals of Worlds 2024.
Look at that respect.
Maybe that's why he plays jungle. Just like the bag can't hit him back. You know, the jungle mobs are really no match for him.
Yeah, as we enter Champions Select powered by Omen and HyperX, you can already see Carry as Rakan taken off the board, but I feel like TES are just juggling problem champions to ban. First it was the Vi, then it was the Sejuani.
All right, so now we're taking out the Rakan because we're incredibly afraid of Carria. And we are banning Rumble, so we're not first picking Rumble this game. Same bans for T1, but the Gnar is up this game. And we're first picking Silas. So Gnar is going to be taken by Zeus. Zeus, the ultimate blind picker in the top lane. Okay, we're taking the Galio early this time.
Even into support, although that counter pick to red side, so
arm's length like they
No
did the
Jin
previous.
Zhao. Ash is... Oh, we're just going to take Kai'Sa. Although this gives T1 the opportunity to just Ash here. But they're going to take Xayah. Okay, so they're afraid of backline dive with the Kai'Sa.
Kai'Sa, contrary to the Ezreal, that starting at 2 items becomes a menace. You need... You know,
No Jax. Really? Renata Xayah? That doesn't sound like a great lane.
bans here. What will be the final one from TES? These knights.
Why would we... Okay, we're taking Vi. Why are we taking Vi away?
Instead here, take it away from Owner, who has been so good at it at Worlds with it so far.
Surely, like, Poppy is insane here, right? Surely we just play Poppy? Why would we take... Why would we ban Vi when we could ban Poppy?
Come through here.
Sejuani is, yeah. Malachi even is a... Well, not into a Silas.
Poppy. You just take Poppy. Into Jin Zhao's Silas Kai'Sa, we take Poppy. And it's also a flex in the bot side, so it has its extra value.
Even better.
Oh, that
Yeah, you just take Poppy.
Such a sick pick into everything that TS has
Literally
so far.
literally
all of them.
How many times yesterday did we see Peanut block a Kai'Sa for being able to dive into the back line and finish a kill off? And that is what TES want to be able to do with all these champions. Find these isolated targets, pick them off before the Galio, before anyone else can get involved.
Also, like, you're running again, a dive, a short range comp into Poppy Galio.
I don't know why we ban Vi instead of Poppy. That is insanity.
Something like a Hail Mary, but
it's still a flex.
Oh god, it's the Kennen.
Anti-dive right now.
They're LPLing,
full
guys.
Into full anti-dive. That is a scary proposition for
That's not
TES.
great.
That is a very scary.
What the fuck are they doing? So they're like, well, they do have Xayah and Galio and Poppy. What if we just did more diving?
Proposition for TES. But you
This comp is garbage from TES.
You're already
They needed to
really
ban the
committed to
Poppy.
full dive, so they're gonna full send
Yeah,
it.
Carrier plays Poppy.
But T1 have literally some of the best, if not the best, anti.
No, he doesn't. Really? I could have sworn I've seen a Carrier Poppy game. I could have sworn I've seen one this year. Yeah, I have seen one. Lies.
Dive in the entire game drafted for themselves.
Also, just Mertrez is insane in this game. The damage reduction, the tenacity. Now, again, the Poppy remains a flex. We saw Peanut bring it out in the jungle. Poppy support, super popular at MSI. Less successful here at Worlds thus far.
Ooh, yeah, the Shen. River Shen. Let's do it.
We don't
Oh my god, the Shen.
trust Carrier, guys. Don't worry. We'll see what actually ends.
We must save
I do think
Xayah.
continuing with the theme of counter dive definitely is the way to go.
The global pressure.
What? Is that even good? A hook champ into Kai'Sa?
All the way back to the DRX Carrier days.
Is that good?
Loves this pike.
It feels so poetic against what could be an elimination.
I don't even think this is good. I think it's like actually bad. I think Pike Xayah sounds like dog shit in the Kai'Sa Leona. Am I wrong?
Yet another LPL
Am
team against
I wrong? It just seems super bad.
T1. Another name on the list for T1. How many times have they taken down an LPL representative? How many times
World
have they
skin
knocked down
game.
the hopes of this region?
That must be it. I'm on this. I think it's shit.
It's
But I accept the premise of we're up 2-0 in quarters, we've dominated them for 2 games, and I want my Pike skin.
It's
I accept
explosive,
that. I accept
and I'll
that
be honest,
logic.
It's pretty damn risky. But T1 are gonna go
Zabatine,
for
oh,
the
thank you. It's dog, but depends if you lane or not with Pike.
Into stuff
I
like
mean,
this
in the
you know,
room,
they
it could
want
be
to try
good,
and
but
pressure
it's
TN
not
and
like
look
there's
for
a lot
picks
of
on him.
kill threat
The jungle plus support
in these
duo
lanes,
here
even if you have a
is just
Pike
so
roaming. I
lethal.
think it's for the skin.
Poppy
I agree. I think
already
this is a
counters
foreskin
mobility,
game.
which is very limited to begin with,
Foreskin.
and Pike can punish it over and over and over. You burn that Xin flash one time, it feels like support jungle is massively, massively in the favor there of T1. They also have legendary Faker at Worlds, Galio, at their back, ready to throw down Galio ultimates. I foresee the beginning of this game, Owner and Keria being able to run wherever they want and determine the pace.
And again, a game where Keria has so much agency. We haven't seen Pike since 2022 Worlds. This is a champ that, similar to the Rakan, can be anywhere, can dance around a lot of these picks. The difference, Pike does a hell of a lot of damage early on. If he goes for the Hail of Blades, this is going to be tough to match.
Plus, it's a huge pressure on your mid lane matchup because this Galio pick into Sylas is already threatening, has so much setup potential, and now you're going to have to worry about Pike roams from bottom lane, Poppy possible ganks as well from Owner to keep their year alive.
Let's see if Poppy and Pike can actually do something together here. We are going to see lane swap.
Right, which was Cream's first international.
Opens up the Pike a little bit so he can be actually super annoying. So is the purpose like we get lane swap and then Pike is like really annoying into Cream, who's a melee champion?
Follow-up series where they got freezing.
Is there a chance of Lux in this meta? We've already seen Caitlyn Lux.
And
we've already seen it.
You got to imagine the amount of pressure on these players just to ensure that it does not happen again is something that's going to be weighing heavily on their minds as we go into this possibly final game.
And for TN, early jungle pick, a proactive early jungler. The Diego wasn't successful. The Ivern was not successful. This is our featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz for damn good reason, because this is the house that this man won Worlds in. And now he's on the cusp of yet another failure for a TES team that has been haunted for years. Keria pulling away the blue, resetting the early pathing, and already it's starting off with a small edge. On the cusp of yet
I love how
another
annoying
failure
Keria is, man. He's like, lane swap. What if I just reset blue buff? What a dastardly villain Keria is.
He can do it again.
Pike value showing up
Oh!
already here for Keria. As you can see, Owner on the opposite side of the map because of the lane swap, starting on enemy wolves with the Poppy and cleanly clearing their side of the map. Keria now trying to get his level 2 in mid lane. Again, the top laners have the
So
ability
this is
to
actually
teleport
gonna.
over.
So we can talk about what this does. So it's gonna be a strong side start here, right? Pathing. Actually, he's not gonna do that. It's strong side jungle invade into this way. Strong side jungle invade into this way, or you can 3 camp into dive for Poppy. And let's see here. The issue is that now that Jin Zhao is kind of delayed, it's going to create a scenario where he could be late to a possible dive. So it might make TP much easier for Zeus in the bot side. Let's see. Timings got messed up.
This pairing of
F chat, Monty ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you, Real Cheese 2. What did you say?
Down turrets is something that T1 have been using actually really consistently.
Get your thoughts on T1 versus Gen G. Well, can I watch Gen G tonight? I'll do that tomorrow for you guys. I haven't seen Gen G in like 10 days.
You can see level 2, they'll just delete that wave, the power of the boomerang, as well as the feather collar. Faker and Keria try to get a bit of work done in the mid lane. Again, Pike alone does a lot of damage in those early levels. A Bone Skewer into the triple auto from Hail of Blades, usually enough to take about half the health of any level 1 or level 2 champion.
So Keria's going to try and slip in for the defense here. Owner actually went back to base, so they're going to teleport in top lane and try and 3-person defend, but Keria getting pushed out from even getting to the tower itself. Owner is on the way walking. Guma is also walking, so they keep Zeus topside while everybody else from T1 walks.
Zeus, able to snipe a little bit of XP there without having to overcommit. Waiting to see if the TP would come
No,
through.
I have not watched this series.
Getting so much. 369.
I was out at dinner for my birthday dinner last night instead of watching this series.
Pike squishy early on.
My time was better spent.
The drown, keeping him relatively topped up.
That stun had hit so close there. Does not get the stun under the tower though.
Yeah, because Jackie actually did have turret aggro, took one, which is why his health bar kind of got chunked. The short-term benefit definitely here for TES. The advantage that T1 got out of that is that Zeus still has his TP. Whereas 369 had to use it to go towards the top half of the map. But early gold lead, as you would expect in a lane swap, goes to the team that has their normal lane, or has their multitude of members towards the bot side of the map.
Yeah, teleport advantage and experience advantage for the Gnar here, for Zeus. And an exceptional performer for this squad. Again, last couple of years, he has knocked out 369 as well, regardless of 369 being on a different team.
Will be the third year in a row.
And sadly for TES, JDG was in semis both times the 369 was knocked out. It was not a quarterfinal. But they might not even get to see semis.
Might is good. Mako tried
Phase. Phase rush as well, so he'll be able to get another auto down, just zoom after Mako, ensure that he can really just not do anything on the map. Carry on the way as well.
See how deep they go with it.
Follow-up stun, forces the flash. And Mako has to respect this because
He doesn't force the flash. I don't think he actually had to flash there.
Is incredible.
Yeah, Garia was pretty deep, so he ends up having to flash himself as well. Owner was already rotating to this top side.
Tian, can he cover this dive? 369, not really great wave clear. Meganar fading away. Zeus a little bit more vulnerable. You can see that XP advantage paying off as 369 tries to get what he can.
But he doesn't have TP, so any damage that can come down onto him is gonna really stick.
Yeah, Zeus with the experience advantage.
The stickiest of damage.
Poking away, poking under tower, working away at half of a turret plate already.
So honestly, like Tien being a little bit behind and delayed in the jungle does allow Owner to get some advantages
active on the map. TES doing a good job
in terms of pressure and invading.
Gold. Kind of forced to respond to what T1 is doing. Hook.
Look at the cannon build. I mean, it's not that weird. Lots of cannons start Doran's Blade.
Is excellent follow-up is there. Ignite 2! Now T1 constantly active on the map. TES doing a good job of at least staying even in terms of overall gold. Kind of forced
What is Cream doing?
to respond to what T1 is doing. Hook is excellent. Follow-up is there.
What the fuck is Cream doing? He literally knows
Now T1
Carry is
constantly
there.
active on the map. TES doing a good job of at least staying even in terms of overall gold. Kind of forced to respond.
He literally just gets taunted and hooked for free. What?
Constantly
Well, I think we know what we have to do.
active on the map. TES doing a good job of at least staying even in terms of overall gold. Kind of forced to respond to what T1 is doing. Hook is excellent. Bomb is there. Ignite 2! It's a clean combo!
The setup, again, as we said, it's always available in the Galio Silas matchup. Carria is there. They easily execute, and T1, they start their snowball. They
just lets Galio walk up on him. Okay. All right.
Lane first.
And it's the Pike that gets the kill as well. And there's a lot of supports where getting an early kill doesn't feel too impactful, but this pick snowballs so insanely well when you can get the early items.
And we'll see what the early itemization choice is, if it's still something like Umbral, if he wants to provide that additional utility to the team. But regardless, this is so frustrating because it feels like for 3 games now, Carria has been so active on the map for the entire duration of the game, and it's something that TES have not been able to stymie, slow down, or stop. Mako once again on the back foot. Yes, he has Leona, such a powerful pick. But Carria has just been able to be in more places thanks to the
I don't know about taking these grub
like
guys.
2 Galio ults available here as we do have our first grub fight on our hands. Ona gets the smite.
Smite level 5. Probably very, very tanky. Nice interrupt coming in from Ona. That's steadfast presence. Tien.
All right, so top pushed in. Zeus not that close to Mega. He's halfway there, so he's going to give it up.
The threshold.
Nice walk up and Smite steal though.
One trying to get some bot lane priority, but don't have the best early dragon contest.
What's been so cool to watch T1 in this series, of course the outplays, you know, and the execution in their fights, but also they haven't taken any of these unnecessary fights from their perspective.
Yeah, T1 has been really disciplined about which fights to take, whereas Top Esports just literally takes every single fucking fight they can. Is their AD 10% HP? They take it.
And
do they have any flashes? Did they blow TP? They take that fight
too. This game we did actually end up lane swaps. Is that the amount of impact that Carria had, I think domestically, was negligible. The coordination wasn't there. So him, particularly on these extremely heavy roam champions, actually making the plays work out is really big. I also want to highlight, as
yeah, Chronicler's right. Really, the biggest complaint was not even meta. Like, the meta was obviously bad for T1, but the complaint was their coordination was really garbage, which was uncharacteristic of them. And Carry has absolutely cleaned that up this series. I mean, you think about some of his fucking, like, Bard plays that were absolute trash.
They're just pushing him out. Look at the zoning. You don't have to even go for too much more. You just push Cream
he looks
away
much
from
more
the
on
big
form.
Minion wave, deny a couple of minions there at the tower, make TES call the rest of their resources, call over TN, call over Mako to even help Cream be able to salvage the minions.
Something I do really like, want to highlight.
What happened to Doinby after 2018? Well, I mean, he kept playing.
Like is actually going for 80 cannon.
I mean, he won Worlds in 2019, so I don't really know what you want from that question. But after he stopped playing, he was just rich, and also his stream is very popular in China, so he just makes a bunch of money streaming. Watching Bo Nix is more entertaining than this series was.
And with the way that the early level played out, Zeus had an early level lead, so you haven't actually been able to build the lead that I think you
The Broncos are 4-3. Consider that. They have a winning record.
need for this pick to work inside.
Bo Nix is an above 500 NFL QB.
A win more style pick, and so it feels like whichever team, similar to last game, is able to find that edge. A significant goal lead of any kind is really set to run away with this game 3 in a situation where TES are down 2 games. They have to find advantage. 369 walking up. Barrios here. Mako going forward, not quite able to find the knockback into the wall. TN still has ultimate. Mako taking his time. Resistance is now fading away. An excellent use of the steadfast presence. Galio coming in. Faker en route. Jackie Love isolating Guma. Faker stepping up, and TN there to body block for the team. Keep your eyes on that pike hook. TN pulled over the wall. Owner not quite able to find the wall bang. TN now forced to retreat. Cream going in. Hasn't taken an ulti quite yet. Ulti response from the Poppy, though. Can just keep the channel going, get that cooldown down to 15 seconds. And Zeus just trying to clear this wave as quickly as he can, but Mega is getting stacked. He has flash. Zeus should be in trouble.
Oh, sick gnarled into taunt. Hello. Oh, like they threaten this dive, but we're already here, right? This is another one where we're trying to make the play. Owner actually stops us from making the play. And then so the Galio comes in, and at this point in time, Top Esports should be like, wow, we got a lot of that. We chunked them out. Zeus probably can't take this. We've got pressure here on the top side. Right? And Cream comes up, and you already got the Galio, and you're like, should we just walk away from this? No, is the answer.
Going in.
We should absolutely continue to do this, even though Poppy ult is up. Walk away from Poppy ults, goes on 15-second cooldown. And we wait, of course, we wait until he gets Mega to walk through the turret. Cream has gnarls. He tries to dash, and instead we just get stun locked. Owner continues the stun train. Ease in, flashes out. All right, well, you know what? That's a choice that Top Esports could make in this game of League of Legends. They actually, I think, had a pretty good position there for a moment, but then they decided to sprint it.
Low health bars, and the flash comes through into the wall, comboed into Faker's taunt, and T1 3-0 on the board.
And the confidence that
they went for the fumble it option. There has never been a dub that Top Esports didn't want to fumble.
But in the seconds that rage bar ticked up, they didn't go fast enough. They weren't confident enough to take that play, and it all fell apart. Cream still has access to this Gnarl ultimate for a little bit longer. Maybe he can get something back, but it's starting to feel like the writing is on the wall.
T1 have just looked fearless in this whole series. Last game was most evident in the quick plays.
Top Esports is truly the Jamal Charles of League of Legends.
Yes.
If you know, you know.
Health bar on Owner, on Zeus there. The Galio ultimate already down. But look, Carrier looks for another play.
The Melvin Gordon of League of Legends.
And they want to force it. The small things, you know, Conqueror here, already stacked by Cream. He wants to keep it up. They turn towards Zeus.
And you can see the desperation, because even if they somehow get an ultimate, like Zeus was gonna hit Mega no matter what in that play. And I think it's the pressure getting to TES. They could have opted out of that play and just taken the summoners, but they don't, and that might very well be it.
And Zeus says, you may have stolen my ultimate, but you're just the knockoff version. Shows him the real thing.
And now second grub spawn. This is the thing, it's not just the gold to Zeus, it's control of the map, it's control in the 1v1. It's a 1,000 gold lead for Faker in the isolated 1v1 versus Silas.
And this was the champion that Faker used to desperately try and 1v9 his way to another Worlds win, right? Fell short, got dispatched by Samsung. And in this game, still the most fed member, by the way, making the impact on the side lanes as they look for another possible play on
Is 80 Kennen legal this game?
Now
Probably
because of
not.
those kills, or because of the assist rather, like
I don't really like the split push
Into this
Kennen.
80
I feel like
matchup.
doesn't really do
Looks
very
like
much
Cream is
for
gonna
you in this
possibly get zoned
scenario.
off of the wave again.
Keria is a menace. This whole series, T1.
I mean, I just don't think the
dominating.
Kennen's the
Cream
pick in
just
general.
has to watch.
And there's nothing he can do. Waits for the wave.
Cream
gets
just
turned
has
a
to
little bit
watch
before he can even step up.
while his tower gets
Knows
fucked.
that he has to clear it, and again with Death below,
The
from below
cuck mid.
available, Ignite, Halo Blades, a Pike ahead of the curve, and a Galio that already has enough MR to mitigate any damage Cream could hope of doing. There's just so few angles to play. When you have the 80 Kennen, when you have the Silas, if you get a lead, you can really take over the map. But they're behind so early. They're behind before Kennen's even completed an item.
I already dislike 80 Kennen as soon as you start talking about it.
I pointed it out, and I wish you guys could have seen Kobe's face. Because I'm like, oh, maybe, you know, and Kobe was not. I mean, he's not having it.
I mean, dream scenario is you can like get to a point where you're playing side lanes, but they haven't been able to play.
You're also playing into Galio. I know you have Silas, but even then.
Also into Pike, right, who can just collapse on the side lane so quickly as, again, Keria continues to wreak havoc. Good on TES. They are able to grab the objective. We're better on the setup. Did get the push out. Still behind, but holding on to something in this game.
Maybe they think that AD Kennen, if they assign him to the Galio lane, is just going to win split.
We can try and make some trap
Try to
plays,
collapse,
but,
yeah.
but because they just keep getting behind so early here to T1 by simply outplaying them, it just seems like it is so out of reach.
Look at the siege. Mid lane turret is just getting obliterated. TES.
Dude, what is with these lane assignments from top esports? How did
Dream
this
scenario
happen?
is you can like get to a point where you're playing side lanes, but they haven't been able to play.
You're also playing into Galio. I know you have Silas,
So
but
we
even then.
take Drake,
Also into Pike, right, who can just collapse
then
on the
we
side lane so
push
quickly as, again,
bots.
Keria continues to wreak
Okay,
havoc.
we
TES,
push
they are able to
bots.
grab the objective. We're better on the setup. Did get the push out. Still behind, but
We
holding on to
push a
something in
wave
this
into
game.
bot. We get
The
covered
idea
by
is
Xin
we can play a
Zhao. Then we
large map.
recall.
We can try and draw them apart. We have Jackie Love on.
Okay, we have everybody resetting on the map right now.
But because they just keep getting behind so early,
But we
here
just
to
don't
T1
use
by
Silas
simply
TP?
outplaying them, it just seems
We
like
just
it is
don't
so
use
out
Silas
of reach.
TP. And so T1 just walks into lanes and gets multiple plates.
Mid lane turret is just getting obliterated. TES continuously getting bullied off these turrets.
And we lose a bunch of minions and bot. Shouldn't we just TP bot?
Very quick. We're talking about 3.5K at 30 minutes.
What's terrifying is as the series has progressed, T1 have gotten
They
more
just lose
dominant
they just lose
in
like 3
every
plates in a bot
single
tower.
game. And yes, last game was slow. It came down to 1 or 2 fights, but they out executed when it mattered. TS need to be willing to get aggressive. They need to be able to fish for these picks. This one probably won't work because Faker again doesn't take damage.
He is
Like, I get that they may not want to use TP because Herald's coming up, but we can't just let them have fucking a free turret.
1.7K gold ahead.
And then we just recall. We
fully
look at
built.
this, guys. Silas recalled, walked to bot, didn't get the full wave, duels Faker, and then
Faker is
recalls
built
again.
different, and it is going to be too difficult to take.
What does
him
he
down.
even buy?
1.7K gold ahead, fully built. Like Faker is built different, and it is going to be too difficult to take him down.
He uses a cookie and buys a pink ward.
I never knew what we meant by that was Mercs and Hollow Radiance, but now I understand very specifically what people mean when they say
Top
he's built different.
esports
As
is
Pike
just
going in,
like,
Phantom
and
Undertow
then
is
they
clean,
all
369
reset, and now 369 is just alone in the top side.
The blast, the knockback into the wall, the knock up as well. Mites coming in. T1 making
They're
a
just doing
montage
nothing.
out of TES in game 3.
TS coming for the closing on the
Oh,
blade.
don't do it to him, MasterCard. Don't do it to him. Oh, the lane the economy is bad. The economy is difficult. The
Chinese
is hard for
economy's in
TES
tatters,
again.
man.
Need
Real
financial
estate
to buy
market
5K gold difference before 15 minutes.
down the shitter.
TP in. T1
Explains why you know TES can't get any space this game. Oh look, Nars Mega.
Chance of redemption. Can he find the angle this time around? The hook back. He's forced to flash away.
Force a flash, nice. Trade flash for
Shepherding them in.
flash.
No play here for T1. Maybe a bit over eager.
Looks like mid will fall to the minions there. So T1 not even gonna be that sad about that trade.
Another hook.
Good thing China bought all of California and Vancouver.
Forced to cleanse. Not quite in range of the taunt. T1 almost getting the perfect combo.
I'm gonna have nightmares about Carrier's Pike, honestly.
I was about to say.
Is he gonna hook you next?
Well, I don't know.
Hold on to me.
I got your Goku. Don't worry. I'm not gonna let him get to you.
Carrier's gonna hook you down to the stage.
The problem is, Carrie is not only terrifying TES, he's also going to ruin solo queue because everyone who thought, you know, maybe I don't need to play this champion, maybe it's not worth.
The bards and pikes are going to be everywhere.
The bards and pikes are out tonight, boys. Halloween is coming early this year.
I want to give a little piece of wisdom by Carrier himself. You are not T1 Carrier, and your team is not T1. Do not attempt to play this. And we're making jokes because it feels like this game is just completely out of control. Maybe TES can find the turn.
This has to be it. They have to get something here, but Owner's already walked away. Taunt coming from Faker. Nice ulti coming in from Cream. Owner said go fall.
That's
All right, they got one because Guma was walking from base.
Minion wave on bottom side. Maybe they can just push out this wave. They're not done.
Carrier going in, finds the initial stun. No, Tien able to sidestep on the Phantom Undertow. Guma. Nar there for Zayas. Wall up there, coming in as well. Zayas getting lower. TES trying to hold on to the fights. Tien now chasing it. Jackie Low, quick to follow. Guma. Stun. No, Tien able to sidestep on the Phantom Undertow. Guma. Nar there for Zayas. Wall up there, coming in as well. Zayas getting lower. TES trying to hold on to the fights. Tien now chasing
I mean, they are. They basically T1 is trying to fight this with like a man down every time.
Feathers go up, comes down, walks away, knows that this is not their fight. TES striking back in this crucial game.
Why are we even fighting here though? There's still a minute.
Completely out of control.
This is a little bit of happy gaming from T1. Like we're literally committing a TP.
Something here, but Owner's already walked.
A minute and a half before Drake spawns?
Nice ulti coming in from Cream. Owner said go fall.
That's one.
To just kill Owner?
They can get a tower as well. The minion wave on bottom side. Maybe they can just push out this wave.
And then T1 walks up on this because we really need Crab a minute and 20 seconds before Drake.
There for Zayas. Wall up there, coming in as well. Zayas getting lower. TES trying to hold on to the fights. Tien now chasing it. Jackie Low, quick to follow. Guma.
The timing is so whack. There's not really anything you can do here.
Comes down, walks away, knows that this is not their fight. TES striking back in this crucial.
Like the problem is that now you use this, right? You use flash, you use TP, but there's a minute, and these guys are going to be up super soon. So why are we taking this fight?
The second kill plus, they can keep pushing.
Another hook. Carry's not done. Jackie Love.
By the way, the crab didn't even get taken. And also he's dead.
You love to see it, the ult. Not there for the execute, there for the range extension.
And now neither ADC has flash, but trading flash for flash is fine.
Tower that they were pushing towards on the bottom side. They need every bit of gold they can find on the rift, and they find a tiny bit more there.
These are the moments where if TES
plenty of time to reset before Drake fight, though.
It's going to have to start small, individual pickoffs.
Yep. One step at a time.
T1 feel invulnerable with the lead that they have, but they are not ready for this teleport. This time, Cream does actually get
Faker
a
had to
really
use flash
nice
here, too, to get out.
Into the wall.
So there are going to be some big summoners that are out, but
walked out of the comfort of those
as of right now, they're not even contesting. They're trying to get gold back in topside instead.
Look at the confidence. Carry it. That man is locked in. That man is laser focused.
They did get two outer turrets from it, though, top. They closed the gap by about 1,000. And the Drake is really not very relevant to them, so it's a good trade by Top Esports.
In the previous fight, and TES now with much better tools to punish. And again, Pyke is not a champion who scales gracefully into the game. Later, he's just going to get one shot by any piece of CC.
And can TES get to the point where they do pull T1 across the map? Now that both side lane towers are down, they're threatening these trailing plays, walking by. Secures.
Steadfast presence comes out a little bit early, perhaps. T1 walking away. Some control.
Yet is the fact that Guma is disaccelerated. Specifically, him on Xayah gives so much addition. Jackie only really need that third item.
Getting on top of anyone on T1 has been the struggle of
it's a
TES
nightmare.
across the entire series. They're just always out of reach.
Again, because in draft, T1 recognized very early on that you're going to go for dive, and so they're drafting all this counter dive. Galio, Poppy, Daya, even Gnar. And T1 here pushing out once again, sending Faker to the top
So
side.
is T1 actually crazy good again, or is TES that bad? I mean, both. It's hard to tell, though, because when a team is offering such low amounts of resistance as top esports is, you know, T1 isn't being pushed at all in this game. But what we can say about T1 is their coordination on making plays looks a lot better than it did towards the end of summer.
You know you're invisible on the map.
They look like they're comfortable in the meta. It's very important. And they're prudently choosing their fights,
Try and trade as evenly as you can.
which is all good.
As you get deeper into the game, those relative differences of items are going to matter less. I do got to say, though, that this 80 cannon, again, the position that you're in, you're 900 gold behind on a pick that really needs to get an early lead.
He's got all the
and run away
recurve
with
bows,
it.
guys.
You want to be able to actually match.
Got so
the
many
team
arrows
fighting
he's
back of the
shooting.
Gnar.
Plus, the problem right now is, even if you want to play so much on side lanes and on a spread map, it's really difficult the way the game is set up with objectives to actually fully win a game that way. And so, at some point, you're going to be forced to try and go through a Poppy and through a Galio ult. T1 here, though, poking around, try and flirt with a possible red steal, but it will not be theirs. TES secure it.
Carrier, again, going very deep for these plays.
Constantly off to the side, but again he has Mercs, able to walk away initially. Poppy all coming out, but it's not enough! Key pick. T1 now trying to disengage desperately, but Cream going in. Gumayushi. Not gonna force to ult.
Mako's had enough. Mako has had enough of Carria's antics. The punish is good from TES, but unfortunately for them, there is
I think
no
the spike
big
is so
objective
bad.
to take, and so it's just the kill money for now.
But good to get that money back. Crucial to get.
Faker's on his way.
Faker off to the side. 369. But it's Faker versus 4 here on the bottom side. Faker can force ult out. Being zoned off, ensuring that Zeus can push the wave, but that TP not really amounting to much.
Yeah, they want to take advantage since Cream was up on top side with no teleports to be able to join, but the rest of T1 also a bit too far for the real trap.
And I will say that the discipline we saw from T1 in Game 1 and Game 2 isn't quite as omnipresent.
Well, I think most of them have been very disciplined. I think Carrier has not. As you do when you play Pike.
That's fair.
Definitely trying to style a little bit, but do not underestimate TES. Still, the team fighting potential of this team. Again, I want to go in that Gnar ultimate. They have control of the pit. Started the objective here. As Zeus does just now timeout on his Mega Gnar.
Good fight timing. Carrier not going to hit the hook. Force back for at least a few seconds.
There's the TP.
TP now coming in. 369. Not the AP Kennen again is about to just get one shot completely here. Good fight timing.
I love the AD cannon positioning here. The zero threat with your spells. I'm just going to immediately get E'd into rooted. And just dead. And he's dead. Ah, yes, the dreaded AD cannon flank.
At the very least, getting the steal. Retreat coming out. Carrier will not find the
Now we
hook.
can just do Brand.
Might go towards Nash.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think maybe if I was 369, I would have flashed the very obvious Poppy E coming into me.
Good fight timing. Carrier not gonna hit the hook. Force back for at least a few seconds.
As owner just slow walks at me, presses W, and then I don't know. You know, maybe we just flash that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a Dr. Zeus, but maybe we just don't get hit by that.
Trying to fire back, but they're down a man. There might not be a Mega Gnar for T1, but they might not need it. Tian, at the very least, getting the steal. Retreat coming out. Carrier will not find the hook.
Might go towards Nash. Is T1. Don't see the pings going down, but they are very clearly thinking in that direction. No 369, 20 seconds, does have the teleport available.
Cream no ultimate, Kennen no ultimate, Tian no ultimate. This is such a brutal fight.
No, it's not being started yet.
That blue ward is crucial. Guma gonna start it. They're baiting.
Thank you, Fragiles, for your Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate you.
Mako, where's the hook gonna go? Baker, right on top of Mako. Cream doesn't really crucial. Guma gonna start it. They're baiting. They're forcing.
Ah,
T1
we're
to
face checking this brush again.
Excuse me, TES to respond.
Top esports is face checking this again.
Where's the hook gonna go? Baker.
And
Cream
he's
doesn't
dead.
really have a recourse here. Owner looking for the knockback, but Cream the ulti just in time. Knocking it too. Jackie Love still standing. Carrier running for the hills. It's all about this 80 carry. It's all about Jackie Love. 369.
369 is here. The AD cannon has arrived.
Flashback onto the ultimate from Zayas. The taunt not going to connect. Crucially, the stun coming in from 369. TES. Jackie Love fighting their way back.
Jackie? Jackie? Why did we ult? We ulted into Pike Zaya?
The blades are caught. Not going to connect. Crucially, the stun coming in from 369.
What was it worth it to kill this Galio?
Jackie Love fighting their way back in game 3. Baguma
What?
strong. From Zayas, the taunt not going to connect. Crucially, the stun coming in from 369. TES. Jackie Love fighting their way back in game 3. Baguma
And he panic cleansed.
strong. The blades are called. The feather's there. Jackie Love gone. Carrier stepping up. The hook not going to hit. Zeus running a close
Yaki
fight, but
Love.
T1
Oh my
still standing.
god.
And so much is invested there, but the fight, even though it was close, still not going the way of TS, but crucially, they deny the Baron attempt here from T1.
Look at the face check here, right into Faker again, so you think it's going to be all over as they just burst down Mako, but the return damage, Jackie firing, gets the first kill for them, takes down Owner.
Dude,
and then
Jackie.
It's all about the focus damage. Jackie flashes both Faker
He spaces Faker really well, flashes the Gnar ult, and it's just like
for the re-engage.
he also misses his W. He mistimes the W, the Void Seeker, and then he's like, shit, I must ult. Except the problem is that Keria has hook and Guma has feathers, and he already ulted, so he just pulls the back and you die.
But at that point, like that,
Not a
Galio was
great
out of the
trade
fight.
there,
Going in that
Yaki Love.
aggressively might come back to bite you. You used both summoners. You got the kill on the tank, but Guma got the immediate shutdown. And T1 still trying to actually close out this game. Guma now on free items on the Zaya.
TES showing some life though in these fights, fighting back. They're not going to go down that easily. Let's see about the next attempt because they're grouping for it.
Can't afford to make a mistake. And
That was,
T1 cooldowns.
With the crab that they got, so
very confident to
And
take
they
the
go,
minion wave.
this is such an easy Baron for T1. If TES walk into this 3-item Zaya, they will get
Masher's
slaughtered.
done for Jackie. That's that free item PowerPoint, but I don't know if he's going to be in
late to the
time.
objective.
Burn, burn, burn.
369. Kennen ready to go. 3K getting lower. Knocked back by Owner. Finishes the job, and now it's Mako who's been caught out.
Burn, burn, burn.
369. Kennen ready to go. 3K getting
Great
lower.
ult.
Knocked back by Owner. Finishes the job, and now
Right
it's
into
Mako
the
who's
taunt.
been caught out. T1
And
with the
flash
Baron.
E.
Pick as well. Flashback from Mako. TES trying to stand strong. Zayas ready to go into the midst of the fight. Knock up, not going to connect from the Galio. TES starting to walk forward. TES do not want to let them walk away with this Baron buff, but they might have to.
Tien?
Tien going in. A little bit of poke going back. Jackie Love again, the AP he needs to continue
Cream has
to
no
harass,
flash,
but
so he
T1
doesn't really have a lot of
crucially
setup
walk
for the
away with
Gnar ult.
Baron.
Mako has to go back to base. They actually got such a good Poppy ultimate combined with Faker trapping Mako for the big damage.
Over is abysmal. Baron buff.
Yeah. 369 actually, he was the one getting easy way to pick up the bottom tower. Keria actually is tanking it.
Still a lot of HP for that, but has the Baron empowered recall, so we'll be fine. And now the collapse from T1. Recognizing the 369. Trying to put pressure on the side wave.
Another TP.
And again, another situation. Flash out from Guma.
It's good.
Positive trade
They
on the
got
top
the trap.
side. Owner gonna get taken down. Good trap. Knockback. No, he's not.
Oh, God.
He gets them both. Cream chasing. No one else here, but surely he can take down Owner. Knockback.
Grounded.
The pop
Cream can't flash while he's grounded.
the chain lash should surely get the job
Aw.
done, and it will. Keria won't be able to save the jungler, but it costs so much for TES.
Dragons up.
TES, they just keep holding on by such a small.
But the thing is that that chase actually just causes them, and now their recalls have been delayed, so they actually can't just go get soul point.
Double TPs and a
I guess it
massive
does
wave
delay the
bot
Baron
side.
push, so it's about all you could ask
Bills with
for.
the flash from Guma. Tien actually doing a lot of damage, but Guma, he's just soloing the dragon.
Can TS look for something while Owner is down?
Zeus, again, stacking that rage. TES have to be
afraid.
careful. They can't afford to take the fight when Meganar is present.
Interested to see how Canyon deals with 3 losing lanes. Oh my god, Peon Deceit.
Can try to find
You are huffing that hopium, dude. Your Hopium dealer
TES.
must be
They don't want this to
insane.
be a repeat
Where
of
do
the
you get
3-0
that good shit, man?
at MSI.
Where
Trying
can
their
I get
very
Hopium
hardest,
like that?
still clinging
Where
on to
can
this
I
game,
get
even though it is
industrial
tenuous.
strength Hopium?
Jakilov about to hit his Void Staff, slowly getting closer to the penetration item for Cream as well. But I do think, again, if that damage doesn't land on the Guma, I don't know how much of it matters.
Initial hook, just a bit of poke, though. At least no Mako's there.
He's low.
Guma isolated, forced to ult a little bit earlier than
I thought they shut
anticipated.
Silk
Phantom
Road
Coach
down,
on cover
man.
retreat, T1
Where do you
backing up,
get that
TES looking to gain
Hopium
control
of
the
that
mid-wave. Meanwhile,
of that
369
intensity?
bottom lane pushing up, putting that pressure on T1, but T1 might just look for the 5v4. Area hook going wide. Still has the spell shield for now, however.
Guma could just heal up off the jungle camps right now, but the split push is taking its toll. Another minion wave here up to the tower. 369 taking away extra turret health. Meanwhile, T1 actually makes a cross map play.
Silk Road
Tier
was
2
from
likely
plebs
for
anyway.
Tier 2, but Cream is stepping up.
Gonna take him a while. Compared to that 80 cannon.
Going in, finds the initial stun, steals away the Pike ulti. Carrier instantly gone, knows he can't afford that one. So it will be the trade in the end, but good defense from Cream to stop them from getting anything else.
Look at Jackie. See if
and harder and harder. As it starts to even up, as these goal differences
Isn't
start
this
to be
T1
less
draft
and less,
weird? It lacks. Yes, it's
where TES
incredibly
can just
weird,
sit in
guys.
those reach, the same way that T1
There-
has done to them the last few games. They just poke with this
I don't
Kai'Sa.
think this is a serious comp that they'd be running against other teams. But for every weird champ on T1, there's an equally weird draft on top esports with the fucking useless AD cannon who can neither split push nor do anything in team fights.
Having the agency, looks like he's going for the Crypt Bloom. Trying and get the poke. Trying and keep that backline.
Guys, I'm out of animes to watch. Help.
How much power is in that IG?
That's probably because
Kai'Sa?
you're just not watching the OG animes. Go watch Paranoia Agent. There you go. Satoshi Kon. Problem solved. Boom. It's better than any anime you've watched in the last 15 years anyway.
This is a team built on legends of years past. 369's won MSI, Jacula, Mako, Tien, all winning worlds on different lineups in different years. To go out with this again, to go out with, well before you're supposed to against a T1 that no one expected to perform at this tournament.
Yeah, there it is.
Another Baron, another. Now they're just going to try and burn through it again. They start
Oh, it's
damage.
just gone.
Guma's not even showing that he's doing damage to Baron. He's
Paranoid what? Paranoia Agent. Oh my god. Do I have to teach you nephews about actual good anime? Paranoia Agent. Have you... Feu de Poubelle, have you ever seen a Satoshi Kon, even his movies? Have you seen a movie? Have you seen Millennium Actress? Have you seen Paprika? Let's fucking go.
poking at mid. Now they go.
You don't even... You actually... Feu de Poubelle, you actually suck at watching anime.
Fires is there.
TP immediately coming in from 269, but he's behind the team. He's not looking to play for the flank. Objective, getting burned down. Tien doesn't really have...
Paranoia Agent is the weakest Cone work, though. Not saying a lot. And also, still better than almost all anime.
Access into the pit. Two-man taunt coming in as well. Carrier starting to step up. Solar Flare going a bit wide, but it's Cream on the flank. Cream has to... TP immediately coming in from 269, but he's behind the team. He's not looking to play for the flank. Objective, getting burned down. Tien doesn't really have access into the pit. Two-man taunt coming in as well. Carrier starting to step up. Solar Flare going a bit wide, but it's Cream on the flank. Cream has to do so much, but the feathers are there! Oh, Guma Yusha was just one step ahead. The flank denied, but the rest of TES trying to make good. Oh, what Cream put together.
Faker is down. T1 just have to leave. The price they pay for...
Into the pit. Two-man taunt coming in as well.
He's poking at mid. Now they go. The Spires is there.
TP immediately coming in from 269, but he's behind the team. He's not looking to play for the flank. Objective, getting burned down. Tien doesn't really have access into the...
He's doing damage to Baron. He's poking at mid. Now they go. The Spires is there.
TP immediately coming
Okay,
in from 269.
trying to walk on this. I mean, Top Esports really just hasn't had vision of Baron all series. Up, we walk into a two-man taunt. Very nice. Then we get hooked in. Then we have to flash out. Cream is just getting absolutely bopped before he can actually use an ult. All right, we killed Faker. Faker ran interference, but we still got the Baron.
T1 just have to leave. The price they pay for that Baron.
Does mean a possible soul point here for TES. As that exit kill was big, the TP to come in. They have to force the issue right now while Faker is dead. And not allow T1 to use the power of this Baron buff.
Cream still has the Nora ultimate. Still that lingering threat. Guma, flash, cleanse, ult. It has to come down to him if they want to stop this.
Carrier's behind them.
How much can the Pyke do in isolation? Spell shield there. Waiting as long as possible.
Heart attacks all game long.
T1 doesn't have to go for this, though. They can just push with Baron if they decide to do so.
They want the fight. Meganar stacked, ready to go. Cream again on the flank, the objective already down.
No, they
Again,
don't want the
TES,
fight.
good
They
discipline.
just
walk
want
away
to angle
immediately,
them
but they need
off
to take care of these
mid
waves.
turret so they can
One
actually
cannon minion
push.
here for T1 to push with. Don't know if they'll be able to do much though.
Oh, that
Baker's
wave
gotta
dying is
catch
huge
bottom.
though.
And credit to TES. Yes, they concede Baron, but at this kind of deficit, it feels like an inevitability short of a desperate flash in. Cream has a decent flank.
And claw their way back into this best of 5.
Credit to TES. This game looked done at 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And they have fought back. They have found a way. They've punished T1 where they can.
F,
they
F,
bought
F.
the time that they needed
Great.
for Jacula. To scale up, and that's the most you can do. And now the question is, as the fights are starting.
All right. Well, Twitch is shitting the bed, guys. So we're just waiting for it for a second. There it goes. We back. YouTube didn't freeze because, of course, it didn't. We just have to lose all my Twitch viewers, not all my YouTube viewers, right?
Jackie with the Knight's Vow on him from Mako, and the hopes of TES resting on his shoulders. And they find another pick.
They can't just dive in. Is the problem. Their engage is fairly lackluster, right? You're only looking at Carrier trying to hook, and that side wave is getting pushed in again.
Mako has pulled out a few plays, though. See if he can do it again. Some snappy flashes.
And we talked about it earlier, but Carry is at the point in the game where if he missteps, he dies immediately. Hook not going to connect. Mako taunted. Wind becomes lightning. Fighting in the choke, though, difficult against Guma, who does so much work. And we talked about it earlier, but Carry is at the point in the game where if he missteps, he dies immediately. Hook not going to connect. Mako taunted. Wind becomes lightning. Fighting in the choke, though, difficult.
Mako has been surviving a lot of these initial engages, not this one, which has actually been pretty huge.
Steps, he dies immediately.
But
Not gonna connect.
this time, that's not going to be an option. Cream also just doesn't take an ult here.
So much work. Easy kill pick up TS. Podnapping. T1 obliterate them in the blink of an eye.
Is that really how it ends? Just like that?
This is like a really silly way to end this game, I think.
They can't go these waves.
T1 continue to march forward undeterred.
Really silly way to end this game, I think.
Barely escaping. But T1 aren't done. They don't even have
That's
a
a
wave.
shame.
They might not even care. Zayas goes in for the crunch. The wave on the way. T1 looking to knock TES out. The inevitable.
Guma 450 CS. Yeah, he almost gets a Flame Horizon here. Or does he get it? No, he's not going to get it.
They add TES to the long list of teams that they have.
He's 4 short of the Flame Horizon. Very anticlimactic. I mean, very anticlimactic series in general. We were really looking forward to that being good. All right, guys, I'm going to go out, spend some time with my kids. I will see you tomorrow for VOD reviews of Genji versus FlyQuest, which will no doubt be much more exciting from this series for all of you huffing the hopium, the NA hopium. I will see you guys later and watch the shows. We will have SI and Power Spike coming up this week as well to talk about all these games. So thank you very much. Catch you later.